Hello and welcome to the X8 VRML Season 1 Grand Finals live from VRML CON. I'm here with Orokana, Yellow Hat, and myself, Nightfire with 2 E's inside the excellent free-to-play hero shooter X8. Yellow Hat, how are you feeling today?
Hey everyone, it is a pleasure to be here as always, and let me tell you, I'm so looking forward to all the amazing action that's going to happen today. I'm also happy to be alongside both of you, Nightfire and Orikana, for today's match.
Hey guys, glad to be here for such an exciting spectacle. What a fantastic show we have prepared today, and such a strong competition feeling spirits today. Let's get ready for a fight to remember.
Yeah, X8 really stands out within the VRML ecosystem as one of the only free-to-play shooters. Released just last year, its promising community is just beginning to blossom. In X8's first season in VRML, we saw big-name VR esports orgs like Acer, Eclipse, Eternity, and REKT, making big waves and elevating the skill level much faster than most titles in the VRML.
Absolutely. We've seen people's interest growing continuously as players make content, compete, and just create a sense of community.
The players do certainly drive this community, and it's been great to see the community growing. On top of that, let's dive a little bit deeper into the game though and talk about weapon meta. On pistol round, which is the first round of each half, players have a few options. They can opt to stay with their starting pistol, also known as the rookie. They can go high risk, high reward with the predator. They can go silent with the cyclone. Or if they want something fully automatic, they can go with the visor.
Oh, true. And we've seen metas not just with pistols, but in SMGs like the Hellhound. So satisfying to reload, and it just lasers people with a vengeance.
You know, the Hellhound is nice, but I like the Renegade. It's excellent in close quarters and has a super high rate of fire. With a really good spread of bullets, it helps me hit my target.
You know, I'm hearing good points from both of you guys, but I think the biggest meta is the Falcon, one of the main rifles of X8. It features a high rate of fire, low recoil, and an overall good damage output at any range really. With all those aspects combined, there's certainly a reason that nearly every competitive player chooses the Falcon as their main weapon.
Beyond just weapon selection, I think the competitive aspect in X8 really lives in the abilities. Each hero has a free hero ability, 2 purchasable abilities, and an ultimate ability. Ability cost range from 150 at the cheapest, all the way up to ultimates at 900 credits. If I had to pick a favorite out of the 7 available heroes, well, I'm in their character skin right now. I really like Sarai. Her ultimate in particular is one of the few ults available at that level 1 at 800. And we saw it in the postseason. It's just so good used in round 1 for that initiation push. It provides movement speed and boosted defensive stats. And if the team works together, they can get all that buff pushing together onto that site. On top of all of this, they have a heal, the jack of all trades.
You know, Sarai is a really good pick for sure, I'll give you that, but another one of my favorite support characters, and conveniently the character I'm in right now, is Vesper. Vesper is really good as a support character as they can lay down smokes, they can lay down walls, and they can get intel for their team with their hero ability. And their ultimate allows you to do massive damage and deny map control.
I mean, Nyx is really just my favorite. I mean, obviously, you just can't go wrong. With such a strong ult, she can drive people out of their hiding spots or base their holy smite. I mean, with good defensive capabilities for setting traps and getting intel, and she just also has one of the more stronger smokes in the game, in my opinion. But you just can't forget one of the most essential mines and hero abilities for post-plant security.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're getting close to the end here, and I want to touch on and highlight the incredible matches that we've seen over the X8 Grand Finals that have led us here today. Talk to me about the quadruple overtime we saw in Eternity X versus Eclipse. I think it was on Depot.
You know, I think you're right. It was on Depot, and honestly, it blew so many minds that day.
Oh.
That match just went back and forth, and it truly was hard to predict a winner, really. It was such a fun match and a great performance from both of the teams, and ultimately, Eclipse just found that very narrow victory that landed them here in the Season 1 Finals.
I wanted to bring up Acer losing in the qualifiers. I don't think many people expected that at all. Teams that they won against during the season beat them in the postseason. First it was Eternity, then REKT, and don't get me wrong here. Each matchup was really close, but Clearly, the Eternity and REKT rosters really came out and showed Acer that they are not going to give way the same way they did during the regular season.
I mean,
Perfect. Thank you.
you're right. Acer losing in the qualifiers was really surprising, but it just goes to show how much some of these teams have trained and excelled past their losses. Eternity especially. They lost to Acer in week 1 of season 1. And then the next time they were matched up with each other again and again in week 10, Eternity won. I mean, it just really says it all right there.
Yeah, it does. It's been so exciting seeing these communities show their passion and love, especially for X8, the exciting hero shooter. And I can't wait to show off the finalists here on stage. Thank you, Yellow Hat. Thank you, Orokana. Appreciate everyone that's tuned in, but time is running out. So we do have to get and head up to that main desk on stage. To everyone watching, thanks for stopping by. We'll be right back for the X8 Grand Finals live here in Denver, Colorado.
Attention, VRML CON guests. We ask that everyone please do their part to ensure a fair competition for all finalists. Anyone caught attempting to give callouts or provide players with an unfair advantage in any way will be forced to leave the event. Thank you for upholding the competitive integrity of VRML. Now please, enjoy the show.
My name's Nightfire with 2 E's. I'm joined here on the caster desk with Yellow Hat and Orokana for the X8 Season 1 Grand Finals. This is the second day of VRML CON, and what a day it has been. I mean, what a weekend it has been so far. X8, I'm expecting a lot out of the games this afternoon, Yellow Hat, but for those that are maybe tuning in, not familiar with the game of X8, the hero shooter, help us out. Explain the details of how this game works.
Sounds good. So X8, of course, is a 5v5 VR first-person shooter made by Thirdverse, and it currently features 8 different heroes that are playable, each with their own abilities that they can use in-game, making it, of course, a hero shooter by definition. So the main competitive mode, of course, is a round-based objective mode where the attackers must plant a siphon at one of 2 bomb sites, and they must ensure its detonation. The defenders must stop the attackers at all costs by either eliminating all of them, or if the siphon gets planted, defusing the siphon, or by running the clock out. The first team to reach 8 rounds won will win the map, and with teams swapping sides after 8 rounds. However, if both teams hit 7 points, we go into something called overtime.
Oh, yeah.
And so what happens there is the first team to secure a 2-point lead in that overtime session will then win the map. But if both teams tie up, then we go into second overtime. And, we already saw that in the postseason. Yeah. So, it could happen today knowing how things go here. So, So, of course, X8 as well features an in-game economy, and you need, money, to, of course, to purchase weapons, to purchase abilities, to purchase armor, and it's affected by winning, losing, and securing eliminations. And in order to be able to purchase all that, of course, like I said, you need money. So, with all that information out of the way, of course, Nightfire, tell us a little bit more about the VRML side of things and what's been going on in this X8 season.
I mean, it's been 13 weeks of regular season gameplay for both of these teams. Eclipse and REKT have battled the odds against a variety of teams to get to this stage. After 13 weeks, we have then the top 8 teams in the regular season ladder battle up against each other. And that postseason really, to me, Yellow Hat showed to me what these teams are capable of. I wasn't quite sure what we were going to see at the high level with season 1 for X8, but man, it has delivered beyond my expectations. These two teams are coming in with some of they are the best, quite frankly. They are the best in the North American region, and they've earned their ticket to be on this stage this afternoon. And quite frankly, I think I'm ready to get them on this stage and get in to our first map. So let's hand it over to Sir Dimwee to introduce our top 2 teams in North America. We'll go to him eventually. There he is.
Introducing first, making their second appearance in as many days, representing a family of teams in the VRML ecosystem, please welcome the REKT family. And their challenger, making their first major successful appearance as a team here at VRML CON, please welcome the domineering Eclipse. Camera. All right, so we're going to start with the map pick. Of course, Eclipse, being the home team, will get to either pick their map or defer. Would you like to pick your map or defer, sir?
We pick Neo.
Attack or defend?
We will go defense.
Let's get it.
I can't believe it. We are here finally, Yellow Hat and VRML CON 2024 X8 Grand Finals live on stage. The best of the best in this hero shooter. How are you feeling this afternoon?
I think this is really going to be a great showdown. Again, REKT riding the high from yesterday of winning. And then, of course, Eclipse, they've been putting in the practice. I've been talking with both these teams, and they're ready to go at it. It's going to be one heck of a showdown.
Orokana, it's, your first time on the desk. Me and Yellow Hat, we were here yesterday, but we're happy to have you here. How are you feeling today?
I'm excited. This is such a great opportunity. I just can't believe it either. Like, all this prep work, all this stuff, and we're actually here. It's all happening. People are on stage, they've prepped, they put in all the effort, and now we're going to see the result live on stage at VRML CON. Who's hyped? Let's go!
It is going to be an incredible day here this afternoon. X8 certainly going to deliver, and we touched on it a bit, the hero abilities. I can't wait to see the coordination from these squads this afternoon, Yellow Hat.
Yeah, having played X8 a little bit, there are so many different unique hero combinations. One you'll commonly see is Sarai using their ult, which is basically a small force field that if you're inside of it, you actually get stims, so you move a little bit faster, you do a little bit more damage. So you'll see teams kind of combine those as well as their own individual hero items or whatnot. So you're going to see a lot of cool combinations, I think, today.
Oro, I know you've been putting some time in behind the old headset. How are you feeling? What's your perspective on today? How do you feel about REKT coming up on the stage? Give me the vibe.
To me, coming from Pavlov, of course.
Yeah.
REKT is just like a hero. It's like, seeing these guys on stage is so awesome. Being up so close to them, actually meeting them in person, the chance I never actually thought I would have. And meeting these new guys, these Eclipse guys, just seeing the power that these guys are about to put on stage is just so humbling. And yeah, you're right. I mean, the game is fun. I picked it up, put in a little bit of money on some skins. I'm sorry, but you know, at the end of the day, we got to support the developers, and those skins are just pretty darn awesome.
Oh yeah, they are incredibly.
Worth my time.
Yeah, they're really
very
awesome.
Very fun.
Maybe some of the more elaborate skins in any of the shooters that
You're
we
right.
have.
I mean, and not only just the skins, but they have like effects and stuff when you shoot stuff. So it's like interesting. Makes me feel. You know, maybe I got a couple more wins for my skins. Definitely more FPS, but what can I say?
Yeah, we won't be seeing too many of those on display today. You know, we want to make sure that we limit some of those effects that are coming out, and so we won't see a bunch of those skins on display. But it's one of the more cool things I like to see in the game. I mean, I can't blame you.
Right,
It's one of the. They're quite elaborate. But I'm curious what your impressions of Eclipse, the new team. I mean, how do you think they're going to fare up against REKT, who's now kind of already warmed up? You look at that roster, it's some players that are already been on that stage yesterday.
You know, I mean, like I said, you know, Eclipse, they've been putting in a lot of practice, and I think they're probably, you know, the most dedicated team, which is why, you know, they rightfully earned that first place spot going into this. Now, for pretty much all of them, it's going to be their first time on stage, and you know we're probably sitting on the sidelines yesterday watching the other teams go on, and kind of getting that feeling if that's going to be us tomorrow. So I'm interested to see how they handle that pressure, and I think with their preparedness of everything that they've done to practice today, I mean I think they'll be able to be good today for sure.
Yeah. I mean, we saw a couple of quadruple overtimes, triple overtimes during the postseason. I mean, quite frankly, I feel like we could be heading to that this afternoon, Oro.
I agree. I mean, the way the seasons went, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we saw 3 overtimes today. I mean, these are some pretty powerful teams up on stage.
Yeah.
And I think the real question is, how long do you think these overtimes are going to go this time?
Are
we going to see 20, 30 rounds? All right. You think it's going to be 30? You want to do some bets?
I don't know if we have the time for that. I don't know we've got a lot scheduled today, but hey, X8 is on the stage.
It
is. I know it is, and maybe it'll happen. We'll have to see. I like the overtime though. Let's touch on it a little bit because it's unique to this game. The fact that when you go to overtime, you actually still swap sides every round.
Right. So you'll swap sides every round. Everybody starts off with, I believe, max money. So you have to play your eco well, and pretty much after every round you do swap. And of course, the first team to hit a 2-point lead is going to be that team that wins that map. But if the teams tie after overtime, like if you win one round each, then you go into your second overtime. You go into your third overtime, which I mean, we saw 5 maps yesterday and, a couple overtimes.
We got to be ready for it today. We got to be ready for it today, quite frankly. Speaking of, let's get predictions on the desk. I'm not going to go first. There's no way because I'm a host, so I get that advantage. And Yellow Hat, I made you go first yesterday. So, Oro, you're on the desk.
Is it a question? I mean, come on. REKT is going to get up there and dominate. It's no question. Absolutely.
Okay, Oro Khan, a quick REKT call.
But let's talk about this. They've got the experience. They've got the discipline. They've been on stage not once, but at least twice in their history. So we've got a lot of experience on stage and discipline that I expect to see on the field today. So honestly, I mean, it feels like it's going to be REKT, but I'm glad to be proven wrong. If so, Eclipse is also a very powerful opponent. Let's talk about that, Yellow.
Certainly. I mean, like I said, Eclipse, just talking with them, I mean, I'm pretty sure they scrimmed in the hotel room last night. I mean, these guys are dedicated, and that's what makes it such a hard decision. We're talking about, of course, how REKT have the experience, how they're riding off the high of winning yesterday, and they're looking to carry that momentum. And, we'll talk a lot about momentum in game today, too. And, Eclipse, you just put in the practice, and I mean,
all right, pick a team.
I'm leaning towards Eclipse.
All right,
honestly.
Okay. I'm gonna go REKT just off of the history, and we should be about ready to dive in to map 1. I do think we have everyone in lobby, and so we are firing up our first map of the afternoon. It will be again on Neo Yakuza, and we didn't talk much about the map selection and the stats on those maps, but I'm curious your thoughts. Neo Yakuza, how do you think Eclipse is going to do on this as the opener?
I mean, I think they're pretty well rehearsed on this map, and it's a map that definitely features a lot of, kind of tighter angles, and there are some open spots and whatnot. But it's,
sharp corners.
Yeah, for sure. There will be a lot of corner plays for sure.
A lot of those flashbangs coming out. That's been a key staple for a lot of these top teams, deploying those flashbangs, and you can see them do it at a high level with how good they are at this game.
And thanks to the tight angles, we also have these smokes and other things that are really going to choke off these pushes and intel as well.
We have players loading in, and we are getting our heroes up here. So map 1 should be starting in the next 35 seconds here. The buy phase kicking off. Neo Yakuza. Again, where we are headed, we've got Team Eclipse on the attack. We've got Team REKT on the defense for our opener here. Again, this was Eclipse's map pick. So, Yellow, excuse me, Oro, your thoughts here before we dive into our first round.
I mean, the map is just very pretty as well. I mean, it's very aesthetic, but there's just a lot of things that you got to practice on. You know, we've got windows, ramps. There's a little bit of elevation differences in some parts, and some very key backspot rats. And with the tight rooms themselves, we're going to be very careful about working.
Seems like there's some tech difficulties potentially on stage, but we're going to stay in and continue to watch just to be sure as explosions coming out, hero abilities coming in. We're not seeing Basil Maz disconnected. Something's happening on the technical side, it seems, for the Eclipse squad, or the REKT squad, I think. We'll have to see what we do here for this round. I think we are dropping out. So do bear with us. I think we had maybe a player drop or something like that, but we will come back to map 1 here when we are all sorted, because again, we are just bumping up to some tech issues there. So we appreciate the patience. We appreciate the patience. I'm not sure. I think maybe there's a headset or a tracking issue. Something happened there. But yeah, it's all good. We'll quickly reset lobby and get back into the action here soon enough. So do bear with us. And I guess while we wait, let's talk about, again, what we can expect on Neo Yakuza, the tight corners. I think the hero combination. I mean, I wish we could have seen quickly what the heroes were.
Quickly,
what did you see there?
Both teams actually had the same 5 heroes on each side. There was a Vesper player, there was a Sarai player, there was a Jaguar player. Like, both teams had the same, 5 heroes, but at the same time, even the difference of being on attack and defense, you'll see those heroes be used differently.
Right. Yeah, it's one of the unique elements of this game, too, is that you do have sometimes the same heroes on the same team. So sometimes we may see actually double Sarai ult, right, Oro?
That's very true. I mean, and also there's another thing I noticed as well. Some teams like to do character combinations. When you do your duos, you always want to get the pick. You always want to refrag your opponent.
Right.
And, I've seen some instances where we have like a Shinya push with Sarai on the follow-up.
Right.
You got that heal, you got that entry fragger, and maybe we'll see some powerful combos, wombo combos today.
Maybe we will. We are now getting ready for our restart lobby here, so do bear with us as we sort the tech difficulties. But we did have stats up there, 65% on both teams on this map. I think that's kind of a interesting statistic, considering you're going to pick into that as Eclipse, knowing that your team has that good of a stat on it.
Yeah, I mean that is an interesting pick, and when you're in a grand finals setting like this, maybe Eclipse has a trick up their sleeve or two that maybe they've been kind of keeping all the way up until this grand finals. But picking something like that where you're very neck and neck with the team that you're going against, I mean, I don't know about that pick, honestly. I mean, I would try to pick something that's a little bit more advantageous in your favor, but maybe, like I said, maybe they have something that they're, a trick up their sleeve that we're going to see today that nobody has seen yet.
We've stalled long enough for our reset, and so the teams are firing up Neo Yakuza. Again, we won't be changing anything, I imagine, but we'll have to see. Both teams don't know what heroes were picked on what side, right? So they don't have that info to really work or react off, so it's not going to change really anything in terms of what we should see once we do load into this map. But it's, again, exciting. We're incredibly happy to be here. A big shout out to, of course, everybody that's tuning in live on YouTube and hanging out here watching the stream. Also, everyone, shout out to everyone at the convention. We appreciate you coming down to VRML CON 2024. It has been an amazing weekend filled with, quite frankly, the best of the best in VR esports, Yellow Hat. It's been a treat to be able to organize something like this. And it's just a huge shout out to the sponsors like Thirdverse, sponsors like ProTube. They make this possible, you know.
Certainly.
It's and I think we're ready. I think with that note, we should be good to go for round number 1. At both teams seemingly in and squared away. And again, Neo Yakuza gonna be our opener. Let's take a look at the heroes again. And like you said, Yellowhead, it does look like we have a mirror match, so to speak.
Yeah, you know, we can see both teams, they have, you know, a Jesper. Both teams have a Sarai. It's pretty standard, honestly, but I mean, you know, it'll be interesting to see how each team approaches these characters and how they'll use them on their respective sides.
Yeah, I am looking forward to our opening here. We got a, well, you got a question what the stack's looking like if you're on that defensive side. How fast is this team going to come into round 1? And it seems like it's going to be pretty dang fast as they fly into sight. First opener there, Sleepy Penguin connects over the top onto Trev. Sleetso battling back. That push up, the counter push, as smokes come in from both sides. Inside the smoke, we get a knife from Waffle, the knife coming out. We got to talk about that between rounds. We're going to see more of it as there's only 2 left now. Basil Maz and Nero VR, and now Nero alone in a 1v4, 1v3 to try and fend off the take, and there they go down. A fast pistol round coming in here for this REKT defense.
Yeah, that was certainly, I mean, there, like we saw the Jaguar get the molly down to deny that map control from REKT. And, you know, they were just, Eclipse were just really getting those trades and everything.
I think something else to note is that was a very aggressive early round push. That's some momentum right there.
You're on stage going that hard.
Yeah. I mean, and another thing to keep in mind is you're really risking it first round, running into the smoke, balls out, all in glory, ready to fight with a knife in hand. You know, that's some power right there, setting it perspective.
Start comes out, gets shot quickly, a battle up through the center that ends in a couple of back and forth exchanges that leaves REKT benefiting that trade. The pylon there disrupting the push, but not too much. They're confident, barreling through that Vesper pylon. They don't care about the static around and that deterrent. It does damage and slows, but it did not slow their push through. Now it's up to Akari and Sleepy Penguin, the duo, to take this back, and Akari running into a bit of action. Coms coming in on that location, so we'll have to see how the duo reacts.
Certainly, and I mean, this is going to be a round that kind of favors Eclipse here because, again, we talk about that in-game economy. Sleepy Penguin does pick up a Desert Eagle headshot, but gets shot in the back by Eventide there, and Eclipse are going to be up 2-0.
And I think we want to take note here. You know, this is an eco round. REKT did just lose round. It would be smart. I think already, though, we see Eclipse with some momentum moving forward. This will be a round where teams are a little bit more equal. These ults might start coming out. Where we see a few popping out on the opposing side, and we're gonna see what they do with it, what happens.
Yeah, I do think we have on our overlay. I think this teams are on the wrong side. I do think it is Eclipse that are up 2-0, right?
Yes, they are.
Okay. I was getting my sides. It's like, why would you cheer if you're losing? You know. But now we're good. Eclipse up 2-0, and our first real rifle round coming in here, Yellow.
Yeah, and so Neuro going to be getting the opening pick. Neuro picking up a double, but Big Mac does take out Basil, and we do see, again, that Molly goes down, and minute 25 left on the clock. Mad Dog picks off 1. Siphon does get planted in all that chaos, though. A 2 versus 4 hold here. 1 versus 4. Sleepy Penguin picks up Trev there, and now it's Eventide to try to make something happen here, but Neuro puts a quick shutdown to that, and REKT are going to be taking their first round of this series.
Man, I mean, this is just uncontested kills on REKT's side. I mean, this is just what you want to see if you're REKT. I mean, you got to wonder, what are they going to respond with on Eclipse? But I guess, will this change the momentum for REKT?
I mean, kill leaders on both sides with 4 apiece. You know, we're off to a good start, in my opinion. That's always a good indicator of is this a blowout? You know, is Eclipse running away with it? After that round, no, sir.
Certainly. I mean, and again, winning that first rifle round, that first full buy round, that's going to set your team ahead economically. You know, we talked about the pistol round earlier. When you win the pistol round, you go on to something called anti-eco, where you have SMGs, you have armor, and the other team has to save, so it's more likely that they're going to lose. But again, winning that even fight, that's going to put REKT ahead economically, at least for this round. But we'll see how Eclipse are going to be reacting here as we get into round number 4. Sleepy going to be getting the opening there on Sleep. We're seeing some pre-fire coming out from REKT there as Eclipse are trying to get into the site here, but we do see some...
pylon, that's a good pylon inside
Well
that smoke,
placed.
slowing them down. But the ult is running, so no damage really registered. A trade up through the center that benefits Eclipse just a touch. And now Eclipse trying to react off of what was a bit of an unexpected defense, I think, from their side. That defense definitely was set up pretty aggressively over on that B site, and I think it caught off the Eclipse push.
Yeah. Whoa, the ult coming in from Akari.
What a response.
What an ult there.
What a response.
Oh, wow. Neuro picking up the headshot on the Big Mac, and now it's Waffle versus 4 to try to make something happen here. But, 50 seconds left. They don't really have too much time to work with there. And as wow, I'm still just kind of flabbergasted about that ult. That was such a good read from Akari.
How many times do you see one of those actually? I mean, they connect, they'll do damage. Players often dodge that, though.
Right.
They have it's a huge giant orb coming at your face. You have the ability to kind of shift left or right.
But the fact that it was sent through the wall, they
right.
don't really have that much time to react. So I mean, that was such an amazing read there. And 20 seconds left.
Yeah,
is Waffle really going to be able to do much of anything? So
a 1v4 probably not. And in this game we have the economy, Oro.
Right.
So it's important sometimes to hold on to guns, to hold on to stuff that you've invested into, and carry it through to the next round.
And I guess that goes to show, eco is very important. There's a lot of games out there with eco, and this game is no exception.
Yeah. It's
and I think REKT is really showing that they're not afraid. We just saw 2 rounds, early rounds that were in Eclipse's favor. And I guess REKT just showed the discipline. They showed their manners, and they really brought it. I mean, can we take a moment and really talk about this util placement? Their comms must be unbelievable on both sides.
I mean,
not only defense,
we're
but
seeing
offense.
some good pylon usage, as we said earlier. We saw the good reads. I mean, it's insane.
It's crazy. It really is.
Here we are into the action for round number 2.
Here we are.
Start.
Alrighty.
Does seem like our scoreboard has.
Round start.
There we go. Sorry about that.
Saving the day.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Round number 5.
Right,
So we do see Sleepy has already been taken out there. Sleetzo had taken a little bit of damage there, so a good opening for Eclipse to try to recover here. And so we'll see kind of, where they're looking to go towards. You got to wonder, as the attacking team, you do have control of that round pace. We do see a gunfight. Oh, my goodness. And the Shinya knife coming out onto Basil there. And so now a 5-on-3 here. REKT have to try to hold on, but I mean, the man disadvantage, Eclipse are ready for the site take, and Eventide going to be taking out Neuro there. Mad Dog does kill Trev there, and, you got to wonder when that Siphon is going to be going down. Sleetzo going to be killing Mad Dog there, and now it's Akari versus 4, so a complete change of pace from the round previous. And again, we might see something similar. Siphon does get planted, but, you got to worry about the eco. You have to play that long game. If you're risking the eco too much and you don't set yourself up in the late game, that's not going to be good for you as a team.
We saw a lot come out there, Oro. If you were watching back on that whole sort of push, there was maybe 1 or 2 ults, the zoning of that Molotov, the pylons coming down on both sides to defend to prevent that push. I mean, a lot again of investment coming in as well.
Yeah, and investment is true. I mean, again, we see Eclipse showing they're not afraid as well. These very, very, very high-level gameplay occurring here on stage.
Yeah.
And I guess this is just goes to show what the rest of this game might look like if we're getting an early perspective here.
And something for the viewers to take note of, if you actually have a look at the AI, or the UI, excuse me, oh man, if you see a check mark next to a player's name, that signifies that their ultimate is ready and that they have it. So, that's another thing to keep track of, is what team or what players have what ults, and how can they kind of combine those to, effectively take a site or effectively hold a push.
That's the round. One into Eclipse's hands. If you missed it, the eco there coming through, preserving a little bit into the next round. And you can also see, I don't know if you touched, the credits are also underneath those check marks. That also shows you how much they have to purchase their abilities and rifles.
Certainly. So we are officially into round number 6 now, and both teams looking to see, trying to figure out what information they can get. And we do have an old popped and a site take presumably coming through. We do see some gunfire coming in. Sleetzo picking up Sleepy there on the opening pick there. Akari responds quickly, getting Big Mac there. Akari with a double onto Trev.
Oh, man.
kind of halting the side push. Mad Dog with the quick flick up onto Sleet, so brings this back to a 4-4-1 now as Akari on a 3K right now, playing very well, and we do see the Siphon gets dropped. Waffle going to respond, killing Basil, but the flash coming out, shots ringing out on each other. Waffle taking a little bit of damage there, and you got to wonder, is he going to go for this, or are we going to see yet another save?
It's important to note that this game is like the others. You play 7 rounds on one side and then swap. Right. So right now it's all attacking for Eclipse and it's all defending for REKT.
Nice headshot coming in from Neuro.
Great job.
REKT picking up 3 on the board there on defense is solid. I'm curious what's going to happen when we swap sides, when REKT go on the attack, because we are coming up on that here after this round.
And I think something else to take note of is very important. Your opening plays are key, and I think the momentum that REKT carried onto the or Eclipse carried onto the push kind of got stopped, right?
Yeah, really
I mean, there were some great triple frags there. I think, was it a 4K from Akari, right?
I believe it was either
that
3K
was
or 4K,
unbelievable.
yes.
But something to keep in mind is your opening plays are super important in X8 because once you get the man disadvantage, especially on defense, it's very hard. Offense is hard enough, but when we see these things unfolding, it can always turn tides.
Oh, Sleep picking up a quick headshot there. Onto Mad Dog, and Basil responding. Again, this is the last round, so you're going to see everything. Sleepy picks up Trev. Off the respawn, picks off Basil. Sleep with another kill on the Sleepy. And now, a 2-on-2. Neuro picks up a headshot and is going to quickly fall back. But Sleet responds through the smoke. Sleet doing pretty much all the work this round. And now it's Akari versus 2. So Sleet there playing a character. As I say that, Akari picking up Big Mac, and they're exchanging gunfire. Tags going on to Sleet. 1 versus 1. Akari has to hold on. And Akari going to be clutching it out. Winning REKT their 4th round right there. A little cheer coming in from Akari to end the first half.
Woo. Wow, that was powerful. Isn't it electric on stage today, everybody? Let me hear it.
The REKT fan base out today. They were out yesterday, too. They were really rooting on their Veiled team. And, I mean, it's impressive to see this REKT squad persevere through multiple games and be this skilled.
Yeah, that's very true. And again, I guess this goes to show we have some experience on stage, not from just this, but from other trades.
Yeah.
Certainly. It'll be interesting to see how REKT approach this attacking side, though. We looked at the statistics. Both teams had a 60. I can't even say anything if Basil gets an early pick. But Eventide getting the pylon kill onto Basil. They couldn't get out of that pylon field, and, it does incremental damage over time. But Mad Dog picking up Big Mac there, so 2 opening frags for REKT there. And, they haven't even really gotten to any site yet, but we'll be seeing that shortly. Wall goes up.
Uh-oh. What's happening here? Oh, our spectator client getting a little lag here. We do apologize. We'll see if it snaps back or not. It does look like maybe, it is a lobby issue. Here's the benefit of where we're at, though. We've completed a half. So now we can remake the lobby if we have to and just start again and get to the right sides and start a fresh half, really. So it's basically just resetting that round. It's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world, but it will be a technical pause on our side to before we are able to dive in, which gives us a chance to chat a little bit about what we have seen in our first half of Neo Yakuza. I mean, Oro, is this delivering to your expectations so far this afternoon?
So far, very much. But, I mean, as we mentioned before and as we've noticed from casts throughout this game's history in this season, it's going to be a back and forth. There's going to be some ups and downs, but it's going to be pretty close. And I think ultimately what's going to come down to is these gives and takes and opening picks. We saw some pretty heavy aggression there. And I wonder if they're going to try that again. These things happen. It's nothing to worry about, especially on stage. We got to figure it out. Yep. And ultimately, I think just the nerves are going to control the day and the winner. Who's going to have the steeled nerves and who's going to make the most mistakes, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a test of stamina, too, when it really comes down to it, right? Yeah. You're going to have to endure what is a best of 5 at the end of the day. That is not going to be easy. It's more than they've ever really played all season long, too, if you think about it.
And, I mean, it's already been such an action-packed first half. I mean, rounds have been going back and forth already, and so, we could be in here for the long game.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, notable players on each side. We saw Sleet Slow in that one round, picking up a 3K, 4K, using their ult to, the greatest abilities. And then, of course, we saw Akari with a really nice Vesper read on that one round, and also an amazing clutch. And just, they've been definitely performing this half right now. So,
yeah.
We'll be getting into this shortly, but it's already been action-packed, and we still have a few maps to go.
It's a great time to shout out the sponsors, quite frankly. Okay, they help make this a reality. Thirdverse, obviously the main one, right? They're coming in and enabling us to fly out these players to be on stage. So a hats off to the developers of X8. They have been tremendous supporting us here, only possible because of them. So they're the first on the list of people we need to shout out. Second, of course, are the other host of sponsors we do have. You're seeing HyperX down here in front on the desk. You're seeing our players wearing HyperX headsets. You're seeing a custom VRML CON ProTube stock in my hands here. A big shout out to the ProTube team. They have been our longest standing sponsor of VRML since the inception of VRML, and we cannot appreciate them enough. So hats off to ProTube. They're here to support our first, shooter LAN. So, we really do, again, appreciate them. This is a stock, a mag tube. If you don't know what it is, it's you put your controllers inside these cups. They've got a little pad to connect to your hand, so it's easy and stays on. And then it connects to the front there, so it helps with your stability and aim. Off the shoulder, and you'll see some players really quick and adept at snapping these in and off. And obviously you got to be able to do it with your eyes closed. That's the whole idea, because you're not seeing these magnetic cups. You're feeling them when you're in VR. So it's that's the benefit of having them, right? Is that you can snap into those.
And I guess something to think about as well. What's the weight like? What's the form factor on it? Is it very supportive as you shoot?
It's incredibly lightweight, and I can hold it up with my fingers. We really do like the ProTube stock, and so again, a big shout out to them. This is again custom made for VRML CON. You can see that again, that custom made stock butt there. It's quite awesome. So again, a big shout out to them. And obviously, again, the other host of sponsors. You're seeing them on the replay scene with Bobo VR. You're seeing them on the highlights with another Axiom, and you're seeing them in the ads, right? With a couple of those Gorilla Tag ads and Grapevine Media. My sister's company. A shout out to them supporting us here. A great media company. Do please go check them out if you need any help with media or promotion. We do appreciate them. But it has been a massive team effort from, again, a large variety of sponsors. We have Pavlov VR with their own booth, doing a 1v1 booth over in the corner all day long. And so, he won this in the 1v1 booth, actually.
Yeah. And we can't forget to mention, there are some giveaways and prizes. If you win that 1v1, this is just an example of one of them. Pavlov, of course, I hail from, personal favorite. Gotta love the FAMAS, front and center, baby. But gotta say, man, these guys, such an honor to meet. You should take a moment, go take a look, and see if you can win that 1v1.
We are pretty close to getting into the back half of Map 1, so we appreciate everyone patiently waiting. We have the teams ready. We're in lobby ready to go, and so they should be firing it up here. We're just dealing with scores and that sort of thing, because it is going to be a little bit different in terms of how that's being displayed with the scoreboard and the score line there. So we'll sort that on the tech side. But again, a shout out to Bobo. I got to go back to the sponsors while we still stall, because we can't do this without them, especially when we have these delays. Those those straps and batteries are vital. It really extends the lifespan of this for us to be able to do this with headsets, with mobile headsets, right? It's the only reason, quite frankly, we can, because the Quest battery life lasts a good bit, 2.5 hours, something like that. But here we have the head strap on display here, as well as the HyperX headphones that HyperX has contributed to our contestants, Cloud Revolvers, some awesome headphones. They're really fantastic for competition. And what I really like is the ability for these to snap in and off. They're magnetic, and they just snap right in to charge your headset. It's a really cool feature from Bobo, so we really do appreciate them coming in and supporting us. And so what we've been doing is popping these off, going and charging them. The players play, and then we pop them back on.
Tactical reload on your
Wow. It really is.
They bring the battery life from say 2 hours all the way to 8 hours.
It's crazy.
It's
crazy.
Wow, really? 8 hours? That's incredible, man. I'm lucky to get that on my controllers. Let alone their
We've
headset.
replaced a couple of controller batteries today.
Hot swap, tactical reload.
Yeah, we had to do that yesterday. We did
that's
stage.
True. That's
on
true.
Stage.
I did see that, yeah.
There was.
You think they're ever going to do these tactical vests, or they've got the bandolier of batteries? Where they're
magnetic
Right?
battery
Yeah.
slap-ins
Oh,
like those off the.
That would be cool, man. Tactical, fancy reloads, but with your headset batteries.
You're
huh?
a content creator, right? I mean, hey, maybe you'll need to have a vest of batteries for a 24-hour stream, so you never have to leave.
I haven't even done like a 12-hour stream or anything. Maybe start with that first. 24 hours is a lot.
You never done a 12-hour session?
I mean, probably some of the. I know these guys are familiar with the 12-hour sessions. These players that are playing on stage. I mean, heck, we were just saying they're practicing in the hotel, getting a scrimmage in. At any off time they can.
That's dedication right there.
Yeah,
I gotta say,
really
man.
It really is.
And dedication indeed. Some of these people put the entire work weeks into it. 40 hours, I've heard from some of them, if not more.
I mean, this has been a whole weekend long.
Yeah, I mean, the endurance of these players, and not only their stamina must be incredible, but you got to think, some people can't even do an hour in VR, and these guys have adapted themselves and overcome whatever they need to get 8, 9, 12-hour sessions. I know me, I only started for 2 hours, and I've gone up to maybe 12, 13 hours, and even that's a lot in VR.
Here we go. Map loading up. Yellow, I do want to quickly shout out. I think you're going to be posting some sort of. You've been doing a lot of footage. I've seen you doing a lot of recording.
I've been getting, hopefully enough B-roll, but I'm trying to do like a whole vlog of the entire event. Wow. It's been fun, so just as kind of like a way to look back on it once we all get home. But awesome. In the meantime, though, I think we are getting back into the game.
I think we are. You may see scores. I think they may actually be represented accurately up on the stream. If they're not, then it's because we reset, essentially. We put the teams on the appropriate sides, and then we started the map again. And so essentially it's like we swapped sides, right? So now it is Eclipse's turn to defend and REKT's turn to attack. And I'm very interested to see what REKT are going to bring to the table when it comes for their turn at offense.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see this indeed as well. And you got to think, now Eclipse has had some time to discuss maybe and go over a few things. So will we see a change of momentum and pace from the Eclipse side as we get into the round itself?
Yes, indeed. Here we go. Round 8, technically, if you can do the math and imagine it in your head as we do dive in to the action. An early ability deploy here along A site, but what is the play? Because you can hear on stage the players communicating, trying to suss out what the ability deployments mean. Where is this attacking team going to push? And I gotta wonder if this is any different than the setup they had last round. It doesn't look like it, right? Because they're over here at B site. So I wonder if they're reacting off of that knowledge here. Some trades back and forth as Mad Dog finds a kill over the top. Another refrag coming in from Waffle as this attacking side starts to lose its luster here at B site. A great retake as they all team up, and Sleetso coming together to find that kill with their teammate, leaving Basil Maz all alone as the last attacker. But Basil does catch Eventide, has a slice of health left to try and make something happen. With the Siphon going down, it is going to be a tall order.
Yeah, and Eclipse are going to be taking that round because they do successfully get that retake. I mean,
you're right.
We did see a couple really nice Desert Eagle headshots coming out from the Eclipse side, and that's the one pistol that can one tap to the head on pistol rounds. So just getting that skilled headshot, and it costs a good amount of money on that pistol round, so they're electing to not really use as many abilities in favor of having a little bit more stopping power. Yeah,
it's, again, all about that eco, right? It's all about determining and factoring the credits you have and executing off of that here as we do get into the action. This audio back and a nice hero ability. Just in time to hear Nero blast their opponent in the corner. Sleetso with a quick refrag, and we're battling up over the top here through the center.
Oh, and then the return Jaguar ability there. Neuro getting the headshot with the starting pistol, the Shinya knife onto Sleepy as well. And now all of a sudden it's a 2-on-2, and REKT were at the disadvantage on this round in terms of economy. Eclipse, they won that pistol round. They got a little bit more money, and so they're able to have a little bit better of weapons. But, REKT, despite that, they still have an even scoreline here in terms of, how many players are left. And with a minute left on the clock, they have plenty of opportunity to really just do whatever they want.
Yeah, the world is their oyster, so to speak, here. And so is it going to be an eco? I mean, do you avoid letting any kills come through? It seems like the Siphon does go down over at B site, so we'll have to see how this hold goes now. The retake coming in from Eclipse. Once the Siphon goes down, there's a set timer that Eclipse have to work off of. They have to crash in here. Nero goes down to Eclipse Waffle, and that'll be all they need to now get that defuse. A nice play coming in at the end of the day from that Eclipse squad, and they'll put it up 2-0.
Yeah, and you got to wonder, that almost seems strategic, the way that Eclipse kind of let him walk on, get the plant down, and punish him for it. It's important, I believe, in this game we get eco for Siphon plant, correct?
I believe so,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even then, I mean, that was still a very good eco round coming in from REKT. They did some economic damage, getting 3 eliminations, and then also got that Siphon plant, too. So, I mean, it'll be interesting because now we are at the first official buy round of this half right here, and, you know, as we get into this, you got to wonder, you know, what abilities are going to be used, what weapons are going to be purchased, and, you know, let's get right into it, shall we?
REKT were 4-3?
4-3.
Okay, so we have to do math constantly.
We're at
essentially.
5-4. Yeah.
Oh,
No,
boy.
we're at
5-4 Eclipse.
Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, okay, well, yeah, 3 plus 2. Okay.
Please don't ask me to do math on stage. All right.
Sorry about it. We're going to have to. But yeah, Eclipse are in the lead here overall. First to 8 points or a 2-point lead if it gets close and tied there. And quite frankly, maybe we are going to head to some overtime with this kind of
Yeah,
back
with
and
2
forth.
opening picks coming in for REKT. You know, Akari and Sleepy both picking off nice headshots. Again, you know, REKT, they weren't necessarily the greatest on those pistol rounds, but as soon as they get rifles in their
Goes
hands,
pylon.
it's oh, man, Mad Dog with 2 kills right there. And Trevin, well, he gets a kill on the Basil, was able to just kind of hide away just at the barrier, but Neuro going to be taking him out, and REKT picking up the round, tying it up now 5-5 theoretically.
I wonder if this is REKT's strategy at this point. This is like the second or third time they've gone up, and once the rifles come out, like you say, they dump. I mean, it's like that was a 4-power strong player push, uncontested. Opening picks just led to the win, really. Not even needing to get Siphon down. I mean, that says a lot. I wonder.
Yeah, you get those opening picks, and you know it just sways the round into your favor. And I mean, you know, 2, I think it was even 3. They got 3 kills uncontested, and so you know they're looking to try to replicate that as.
Look at how many ults are available here. Everything going to be deployed across the battlefield as we do get one coming in. This is the ult from Sleepy as they come flying in and catch one. Akari with a quick refrag up through the A site. Things going well for REKT on the short corner. Waffle.
Hold up, the
They will find
headshot.
the clip with the deagle. That's also going to be a rifle in their hand then, because they're going to pick that up off the corpse of their opponent. And the push towards site still in effect. Got to wonder what this defense is going to do over the top here.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, Siphon has been planted. You know, there's not a lot of time to really go for this retake, and it is 3-on-3, so it is even. But Basil getting the kill on the Waffle there. Trev and killing Basil, but Mad Dog getting that refrag, and now it's Trev to try to make something happen.
Oh
Trev
my!
does pick up the rifle now into a 1 versus 1. Mad Dog versus Trev. Siphon doesn't have a lot of time, but a quick peek from Mad Dog allowing REKT to pick up that round. They are, I believe, now 6-5.
Ooh, wow. I mean, trade for trade, blow for blow. You know, these guys are poking and prodding, taking as much ground as they can, getting on the site. Like I said, when this eco happens and people have to drop their pistol for that rifle, the momentum can shift in a moment. So don't blink.
Seriously, these rounds so fast-paced. These teams really aggressively sending it.
Yeah, I mean, hear me out though. That round from Eclipse was, I believe, an eco round. I mean, they
it
had
was,
Desert
it
Eagles
was.
in their hands,
Yeah.
but the fact that they were also able to bring it down to a 1 versus 1 situation is insane. So that's going to really, you know, kind of set the pace for, you know, these last few rounds here as we, you know, get into the round. But Sleetso going to be taking out Neuro. Mad Dog does get the frag onto Trev. Losing a bit of health there, but a minute 30, still plenty of time to make something happen. You know, players most patiently waiting, and smoke wall from Vesper does go down, and a return Vesper ult, I believe, and Sleepy Penguin going to be taking out Big Mac there, and another kill right over the smoke wall. Siphon not playing it just yet, but Waffle now in a 1 versus 3, as we will be seeing that Siphon go down pretty soon there, and he'll be forced into a retake. And I mean, you got to wonder if he's even just going to save at this point, trying to play for the late game, and that could be a potential.
And Eclipse is making the right decision if that's how he's going. I mean, you got to think of the long game, and every dollar counts. I mean, this is astounding. I mean, there looked like there was some good, easier, well-placed picks. I'm sorry. But,
well placed.
Yeah, well placed. I mean, but another thing is as well is we're seeing very, very, very Well done, util. I think I heard another alt mid-round of Vesper. Looks like they're firing, trying to get some picks, and get another lucky hit.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, if REKT's taking this round, I mean, that is going to put them into match point. They ended 4-3 in the first half. They've won 3 rounds now. We're at 7 points.
Yeah.
Eclipse only at 5 points, so, you know, they're against the wall, so to speak.
Yeah, thanks for the quick math. hard to do in my head. So where are we at? Again, recap where we're at here. This is map point right here. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I believe so.
Oh, I mean, this is astounding. Let's hear it!
Map 1 delivering on the action. Now, what a close back and forth it has been so far. REKT really starting to settle in, and you got to worry if you're Eclipse when REKT do settle in, quite frankly, because they are a team that can battle back against any opponent with any bit of pressure underneath them.
This is awesome.
And we do see that Vesper Eye coming in. No intel really gotten from that. The ability, of course, you shoot the eye into the air, and then if any player is in the line of sight, they will show up in your vision.
Combo.
And look at that Basil getting Eventide right off the rip there, and a swift take coming in from REKT. Siphon already gets planted, and it's a 4v5 retake for Eclipse to try to make something happen here.
Really quickly setting up for the defense, too, around the site with the pylon. Nero catching one up top, and that pylon going to slow down any push up through the backside. Trev catching one, the swing out, getting caught out by Nero. Sleetso goes down. Trev managing to get some control over site, but a quick refrag from Akari puts Trev Moment down, and it means Waffle is alone in a 1v4. Wow. And that'll be it. Yeah. Map 1 into the pockets of Team REKT. What an opener for them.
Oh, man. That is electric.
Yes, it certainly is. I mean, again, just, you know, REKT, they're showing that they're really, really good shots. And, you know, they do have this, you know, they are really working well with that util as well. You know, they're having some great combinations of, you know, and, like, even just using a Vesper wall and then getting the elevation and using it as, like, kind of a vision blocker and just peeking over it. I mean, that's some smart plays right there. Wow. So, you know, I'm excited to see how they kind of fare going into, you know, map 2 and map 3. But
8-5 from Eclipse.
Yeah.
Pretty good at the end of the day, Oro. I mean, that's not a bad opener for Eclipse. They can come back into a huddle and work off of that to try and maybe perform a little bit better on what they're going to have to anticipate REKT's map pick to be for the second match.
Yes, and I think it's just early round. It could just be early round nerves. I do not think this is going to set the full game pace. Yeah. I think this is just a warm-up, maybe even. Let's just be honest here. You know, who hasn't had to have a first round warm-up? I think so many scrims, so many games, and in my history, personally speaking, the first map, you know, is just a lucky win. All right, beginner's luck. Am I right?
Okay, well, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. For now, we are going to cut to a brief intermission, and when we come back, it'll be map number 2 between the best teams in X8 from North America. Don't go anywhere. More VRML CON 2024 coming at you.
Every business has a story to tell. Just like virtual reality, your brand story should transport your viewer to another place and time. Work with Grapevine, and we'll help you do just that. Get started today.
Welcome back to the Sir Dimwee Show. I'm just kidding. We got some giveaways. But actually, before we do the giveaways, a couple things. Number one, so this is for everybody here. If you do not have a wristband, go get one from Ninja at the table back there. That is the only way you are eligible for any of the giveaways today, because we're doing it by the numbers on the wristband. So make sure if you don't have one, even if you got in with a badge, go get one. All right? So if you got in with a badge, you can still get a wristband, and wristbands are how we're doing the giveaways. Second thing, the way the giveaways were working, if your number is called, and it happens, let's say your number was called yesterday, you have until the end of today to claim your prize. So as long as you have that wristband number, and you come see anybody from the staff, the appropriate place right now is back at that table, like right back there, right where the kind of thing starts. At any point between the start of the event and the end of the event, you can claim that prize. Except for one thing. At the end of the whole event, we have one major giveaway. I'm not going to tell you yet what it is, but not only do you need to have a wristband, you have to be here to get it. We're going to be calling numbers until somebody here goes, it's mine! Because that's what you're going to do when you find out what it is. This is really cool. All right. So I'm stalling a bit too much. Let's go. All right. So with that out of the way, the first giveaway today, the HyperX Quadcast microphone, going to number 34010. 34010. All right. I think somebody may have won. Head on, if you did win, go see Noman at the table in the back. He's got one of the staff shirts on, a headset. He looks very official. All right, next up, we have the HyperX Cloud Revolver headset right here in the middle. This guy, or gal, or, 34071. 34071. And of course, finally, this one right here. I tell you what, I love this keyboard. I'm not even kidding. I still use it. I know I gotta go. All right, 34024. Welcome back to the Sir Dimwee Show. 34024. Also say hello to Kiwi, our little bug friend. All right, with that out of the way, look at that, I'm gonna do this. I still need that. Hold on to that for me. All right, we got map picks. Am I in the right spot? Captains, if you can join me over here, please. Team captains? Oh, there we are. All right. This time, REKT is going to get the map pick. You going to pick a map or defer, sir?
We are going to pick Bedrock.
Bedrock. Attack or defend?
We will attack.
Let's get it! That was loud.
We are ready for our second map of the afternoon here between the two best teams in North America. Yellow Hat, how are you feeling today? I mean, what is your impression so far? REKT have done great. Eclipse are fighting. Map 2, Bedrock?
Yeah, Bedrock, it is one of the original maps that launched on that X8 release, and this was conveniently the map we talked about a little bit in the pre-show that went to that quadruple overtime. So, knowing how anything goes in, these live events, we could be seeing something similar to that. But it is a map that, of course, the lanes are a bit more wide open, although there are a couple spots where, they're pretty tight, close quarters. So, it'll be interesting to see how both these teams kind of react, and especially to most of it is outdoors. Except one of the site is indoors and the other site is outdoors, so you can play with utility around that as well.
Yeah, and I mean, when we talk about REKT as a squad, I think it's always important to touch on again their skill across multiple games, because I think that really points out to me that they have a lot of great aim skills. They're really good at hitting their shots.
For sure, and this map excels in a few different locations for long-range angles.
Yeah.
I think when I was practicing and learning this game, there was a few very interesting zero plays on the upper part of Bedrock. I think it's B-site. Very interesting locations that you can get with some teleports, and just the long angles are incredible.
Yeah.
We're going to see what they can do to respond and what they can do to take some ground.
I mean, we talked about it, the meta gun, the Falcon. I think that's going to probably shine here this afternoon.
Certainly. I mean, it is one of the few rifles that is the one tap, and it does have a little bit less range than the other main rifle. But of course, I mean, it's so consistently good that this is really going to be who's got that better aim overall.
And do you think, boys, we're going to see some Nemesis plays, some sniper rifles, am I right?
I don't know.
This is the map for it. This is the map.
I don't know. Do you take that risk when you're on stage?
Oh, I hope so. I hope so.
That seems like a dicey choice, but we do have teams in lobby ready to go. They should be firing up our second map of the afternoon shortly here, so appreciate everybody patiently waiting by, whether you're online or here in the convention hall. We're diving into our second map here. Let's hear it for Bedrock. I am super hyped for REKT versus Eclipse at VRML CON 2024.
Let's go!
I know we're all feeling it here. It's the second map of today for these X8 squads, and I'm curious what the heroes are going to come in with, what the picks are going to look like. Are we going to see anything out of the ordinary? I mean, some heroes, I think actually one hero banned in terms of not being able to be picked this afternoon, if you are familiar with the large option of heroes to choose from, but I don't think we're seeing any changes, quite frankly, across the board. It looks like everyone on there preferred.
What they do. They like their players, and I think they have a setup that they're going to roll with, maybe.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
That's right. That's right.
That seems we might even have a player disconnect here. We're seeing, so we might have to hold up for a sec here. But again, we are seeing at least similar hero combinations here. So again, if it works for you, keep doing it.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
Hopefully they get their fifth in. I do wonder what that holdup is. I'm hearing I'm good. Wow, look at the load in. 10 seconds left.
It's just showmanship. Showmanship.
Just trying to build a little bit of that suspense.
Part of their plan.
Is it a skill issue is the question? I don't think so. I don't think that helps determine who
they got us, huh?
Anyways, let's get right into this. We have some early util coming out from both sides. A couple flashes come. Oh, a quick headshot, but Sleepy with the Shinya knife kill once again. And we do see the sight coming through, but Sleepy, walks into the gunfire of a few players there, and it's looking like that Siphon is going to go down very quick within the first 30 seconds of the round. Shots coming in from Mad Dog, able to pick up that first kill, but Sleet able to get that trade with that Desert Eagle there. 2 versus 3 retake for REKT to try to make it happen here. Just for shot. Oh, man. Wow. Neuro with the headshot there. Siphon timer is ticking, so REKT are going to have to accelerate this retake just a little bit, but you got to wonder who's going to hit that next shot. They're taking their time. A little bit of shots going in onto the Eclipse side. Smoke comes down. Nice smoke. And they're playing around it too. Akari picks up one, and Akari, can they find the second? And they don't really have that much time. They're playing around the smoke. Oh, man.
The Siphon is just ticking down. This is benefiting.
Oh, wow.
Sleetso has to sprint over. No, they're the attacking squad. They connect, and now it doesn't matter with Siphon down. It goes into Eclipse's hands for the round. They scrape by in that 1v1. I mean, this is what it's going to be all day, Oro. It's going to be these close back and forths.
And I really don't think there's much to say other than the back and forth, constant contestment, trades, headshots, picks. Absolute amazing plays from both sides.
Certainly, and we're getting into the second round, so again, with Eclipse winning that pistol, they're going to go into what's called anti-eco, where they might have SMGs, they're going to have that armor, and REKT, they're not going to really have much money, so they're going to elect to go for a full save. Maybe somebody buys a Deagle, maybe somebody uses an ult, we'll see. But, Sleetso going to be picking up that first kill onto Neuro there to open things. Oh, another headshot coming in from Hazmat there as they look to open up towards this site here. And the Siphon is going to go down once again.
Pylon is down, putting out that static emitter. Siphon goes down in the corner, but the pylon that is down is that of Trev, so they're not getting impacted by it. They can sit in their own pylon fine. It's when the enemy approaches it that's going to cause issues. Nice headshot there. Does start things off. A good hero ability over the top of flank coming in from the backside, and they're reacting nicely with suppressive fire to hold down Akari from swinging and finding more kills. And now the duo crashing in onto Akari's last known position. A risky maneuver, some would say, but Akari looking for the peak themselves gets caught out, and Slitso puts another one on the board for Eclipse. 2-0 out the gate.
Yeah, I mean,
And here we go. We're seeing it happen on stage. Will we see a return of the pattern where REKT brings it back on their first rifle round? Wow.
we'll have to see when it comes to these opening picks. I mean, you know, Eclipse, again, getting that pistol round, you're basically almost securing 2 rounds in a way because you have such a significant advantage on that second round. But now that things are a little bit more even and everybody has all the, you know, utility and weapons that they could ever need, I mean, now it's a real show of which team is going to be more skilled. And Mad Dog going to be answering that question by getting that first pick on the sleep. But ECL gets that trade, Waffle gets that trade back, and so we already are at a 4-on-4 here. And we're trying to see. Oh, Ikari with a double with the P90 and the ult there. Waffle able to get the refrag again, but. We do hear that Siphon going down. Sleepy Penguin able to take out Waffle, and now it's Hazmat versus 3. Siphon is down, so REKT are against the clock, but Neural puts a quick end to that. And REKT, once again, the storyline, they are winning those first rifle rounds.
The Siphon going to get interrupted here with plenty of time on the clock, and it'll be that point into REKT's pocket, Oro.
And I don't want to count out Eclipse at all. Let's take a look at the last round. Remember those pylons that went down? I don't think I've ever seen Utel, even in pubs, of like Utel like that. That was such a well-placed, probably even pixel-perfect decision on how they're placing these pylons down and how they're communicating their takes. I think Eclipse might surprise us on the next round.
I mean, I think that this game really shines when you get the best playing it, and you can see just how they do use those abilities, because it is, to your point, perfect placement. It's placement with knowledge, where they maybe even leaving potential gaps in that coverage to force that path, to make it so that that's where they know the enemy is going to approach from.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to see all the creative usage of all this utility so far. Neuro picking up a quick headshot. It's looking like Eclipse want to go a little bit faster as Sleep picks up a double with their ult, and Sleep getting a triple as well, and their ult isn't even finished. And now it's Akari versus 3.
That ult will respawn you even if you die, but it also has a time limit, so eventually you do snap back to that original position. Walls coming up for defensive disruption, trying to deny any vision, and the 3v1. Akari has been a standout shooter, though, for this team all day today, and if they were ever to start to step up here in round 4, I think if there's ever anybody, it would be Akari.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Akari, I mean, you have the decision, of course, of do you save? You know, you did win that last rifle round, but, you know, if you're potentially losing this rifle round, I mean, you want to try to save all that eco, especially as you get into that mid-game and late game. And it is looking like that is potentially what they're electing to do here, which, you know, is a smart call. 1 versus 3, that is a tall order.
Yeah, it really is. And you got to hold on to your rifles. The Siphon down. We're not going to be here for another minute and 17. It'll be over soon. But Oro, it's for the first time really REKT at a decent disadvantage. Down 2 here this afternoon on a map that they picked, if I remember correctly.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, I got to say, honestly, I can tell the future. Did you see that? It was instant turnaround. But no, let's be real. I am impressed by the opening picks that Eclipse pulled in. I mean, it was almost hard to follow. A double, triple kill maybe even came out, I think, there. That was just unbelievable. Both sides bringing their best.
Slitso with 9 kills.
Wow, look at that.
In comparison, the next highest kill leader on the REKT squad is 4.
And that 9-1 is scary.
Certainly, and I mean, you know, that's a good start. Oh man, Mad Dog already gets taken out. We're like not even 5 seconds into the round. And we do see, of course, that Sarai ult coming in as Eclipse are looking to get over and get that Siphon down. Hazmat getting a kill onto Ikari there. Siphon going to be going down, and, you know, just a well-executed site take within the first 30 seconds of the round.
Yeah, that's what I like to see at a high level. It's these teams that know the perfect abilities, placement, the denial of vision, and now ultimately once the Siphon goes down, how to effectively defend. Waffle over the top connects with a kill. Big Mac on the backside finds another one, and that defensive wall going to have to go up to deny vision for Nero, who's alone in a 1v5. Quite the impossible task ahead of them.
And the pressure is on. It really is. Wow, I can feel it.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're Eclipse, you know, if you're thinking, oh, hey, this player,
the crossfire.
as I'm literally saying it, you're
Unbelievable.
thinking, hey, this player could be considering a save. We have all 5 of our members. Let's go hunt them down and deny that economy. And that's exactly what they just did.
Wow, I think they shook off their jitters pretty quick there, huh?
Yeah, they're definitely settling into a rhythm. The first half of this second map definitely unfolding in favor of Eclipse. With REKT taking map 1, Eclipse are bouncing back nicely here.
And I think a key point here is when you're REKT here, you got to wonder, you really want another round because you do not want to be pressured. That 1 round win with a 5 stack against you or 6 stack or whatever it may be, that would be very much pressure on stage.
Tracking dart coming out. That's that big AoE you see. It detects individuals inside its AoE location. The ult that came in earlier benefiting with Sleet, so capturing that kill. A nice swing there from Hazmat. And in comes the push from Eclipse. A 3v3 left ahead of us in the final, not the second to last round of the half.
Yeah, now a 2 versus 3 site hold for Eclipse to try to hang on here. I mean, they did such a good job, like in that initial part of the round, really just traveling as a pack. There was like 3 or 4 of them. But as I say that too, Akari getting another pick onto Hazmat, and now it's Big Mac to try to clutch it out for Eclipse here. But I mean, 1 versus 3, that is
this
tough.
spot. They find 1, find 2.
Double kill.
Looking for the third now. Siphon down. They have the ability to defend.
Terminated. Oh! Absolutely terminated.
A hype Eclipse squad over there, to say the least. Yellow Hat. They are coming off of a 5-1 lead right now. Still in the first half. They could push this 6-1.
Yeah, and I mean, off of a 1 versus 3 clutch, I mean, that, you know, against the odds, that is truly, you know, got to be a morale boost for Eclipse there. They got a comfortable lead. They just pulled off, like, a very improbable play. I mean, this could be their map.
We could be headed to 4. We could be headed to 4, but let's consider everything, right? The fact that they are attacking and they are going to side swap. Maybe once we get to that side swap, after this round, things could change in favor of REKT. You can never count this REKT team out, Yellow. We've seen them come back all season long and in other games.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, you know, we are on that last round of this first half here. Sleet able to get that first pick. The Siphon is able to go down right away. Hazmat taking out Basilmaz just like that. 2 quick picks coming out for Eclipse. Sleepy, though, answers with a kill of his own. Tries to get the second, but Waffle is able to connect the shots. And now a 2 versus 4 retake for REKT to try to make happen. 1 versus 4 is Waffle with a quick double. And Eclipse take that round in very quick fashion.
Wow. Can we take a look at the scores here? What's the kills looking like on that?
Yeah, it is 11 on the board there for Sleet. So an impressive job, to say the least, as they definitely lead their team into a successful 6-1 first half. But we now swap sides. And for those that maybe don't know how the format of this game, nothing changes. Colors don't change. Team sides don't change. They stay in the same position on the UI, but they do actually swap sides. And now it is the REKT's turn to attack, and it is Eclipse's turn to defend going into round 8 of our second half.
Right, and so, you know, having that side swap, oh my God, Hazmat getting that initial Jaguar, using that hero ability, and Neuro fires right back. Mad Dog gets a pick of their own, bringing it to a 4 versus 3 for REKT to try to, you know, get a site take here, and now Eclipse hanging on at that man disadvantage, but you got to wonder where that next kill is going to go. We do see Util here, and oh man, shots going back and forth. Hazmat, though, getting the pick onto Neuro. Sleet with the headshot onto Mad Dog, and now they've turned that disadvantage into an advantage as Eclipse are 3-2 in players, but Akari gets a headshot of their own. Hazmat gets taken out by Basilmaz, and now it's Sleet, who is Eclipse's top fragger, to try to win this 1 versus 2. We do hear that audio cue there for the Siphon, and the shots go down, and Basil, being the good teammate, gets the kill onto Sleet, and REKT are able to pick up the pistol round and get the first round of the second half.
I gotta say, the flips, the flops, the ups, the downs, this is unbelievable. Do you see this?
Yeah, it is REKT.
Wow.
Fighting back every bit of every tooth and nail, really. I mean, down to 6 now, but off of the pistol round, Yellow, I wonder if it'll be enough for them to sort of regroup now. Are they going to commit into any buys, or do they save that money for another round?
I mean, if I were Eclipse, you have a few rounds to play with, so it could be worth it for them to save a little bit. And, they have been proven to be lethal with those Desert Eagles, Again, it's such a good eco weapon for the fact that it can still one-hit headshot, and it's the cheapest option to be able to do that. So Mad Dog does get that pick with the P90. You will see REKT using some of these SMGs. Mad Dog gets a triple kill. Mad Dog on par for the ace there as REKT do get that siphon down. Mad Dog trying to look for some more. Gets the 4. Are we going to see an ace? No, Trev denies that with the Desert Eagle headshot, but his position known, and Neuro fires back with a headshot of their own. Mad Dog with the 4K. REKT securing the anti-eco round.
The quadro kill. Can you believe it?
I can.
Oh, my God.
I can. At this level, on this stage, with these competitors, it doesn't surprise me to see these types of plays. And it's what we saw all postseason long, really, was these two teams shining when the pressure is on. When it comes down to it, when you have to step up, when you're on stage battling for a chance at prize pool money and first place for Season 1 of X8 with VRML, it's a lot on the line. And we're now seeing an early ult coming in here, early shots coming through with Mad Dog finding an early pick. This ult can enable them to come barreling forward.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Fending off the push, and the counter ult coming through, but it's a bit too late as Trev is able to find one for their troubles, but that is it. It's up to the Big Mac alone in a 1v4, and well, they've clutched before for Eclipse, but this is definitely a tall order going into round 10.
Yeah, I mean, that all happened so quickly. I mean, the coordination coming out from REKT, and this is the first full buy round for REKT too. Well, I'm sorry, the first full rifle round for both of these teams. So, the fact that the stakes were so even and REKT so quickly eliminated most of the members of Eclipse, I mean, that shows right there that, I mean, they are ready for this comeback, potentially.
And comeback indeed. We're seeing it unfold live.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking like Big Mac could be, electing to, try to save whatever eco they can. And, I mean, again, you do have, if you're in Eclipse's position, you do have these rounds to play with. So, if you have to, go for a full save in a round, or if you have to, try to kind of hide away, I mean, that is a viable option. And, playing everything for the late game could be part of their plan.
Yeah, it could be. We do get the eco. The siphon goes through around into REKT's pocket as they chip away at this Eclipse lead. 2 points are needed to win. You got to get to 8 first, and so Eclipse are close, but they haven't made it to map point yet.
Yes, and we do have an uphill battle still. We still need 2 more rounds on the REKT side, but Eclipse is sitting comfortable on stage. The nerves are gone. The jitters are gone. Will they change the momentum, or has REKT found the stepping stone up?
Yeah, we'll have to see as round 11 kicks off here. A stack of players looking to work together, sync up their abilities and utilities, and charge in to sight. As we
that
kick
Vesper
in
Eye going to be putting
yeah.
out Trev there, exposing their position. Again, that Vesper Eye, as soon as you pop it up in the air, it shows where enemies are. So REKT able to use that efficiently, and that siphon is going to get planted really quickly. And now a 4 versus 5 retake for Eclipse to try to manage here. So the time, of course, is ticking. Mad Dog does pick up the Big Bag right after they fire off the ult. Waffle trying to find the pick, but Neuro's going to be finding them. And now all of a sudden, it is a 2 versus 5 for Eclipse to try to make happen. But Hazmat, who was hiding in the corner, finally gets exposed there. Now it's Sleet versus 4, but it's looking like this is going to be another REKT round.
Wow. Yeah, they're in a bit of form here. And like I said, when it comes to side swap, it probably means everything, especially on a map like Bedrock. It is typically more defensive sided. So for REKT to even get to attacking rounds might be enough. It might have been their foot in the door, so to speak, for them to bounce back here.
Like I said, the pressure's on with 1, but with 2, you've got a lot of room to wiggle, a lot of room to work with. And I got to say, these doubles, triples, quadros are unbelievable. You got to wonder, what Eclipse thinking? How are they going to respond? Are they going to start baiting? Are they going to try to work with this maybe? Yeah. Maybe they can deploy some kind of trap. What do you think, Yellow?
I mean, you got to worry about REKT. I mean, because, they've gotten so many rounds in a row, too. So their economy, they could be potentially set for the rest of the game. Yeah. And, you have to try to do something to shut that down. But, I mean, the last 2 rounds have ended in 1v3s and 1v4s. So the fact that REKT are able to save all those guns is being vital for them. And we do see REKT trying to get a little bit of attention, trying to figure out where the setup is for this Eclipse roster here. And so, REKT just, them being on the attack, they have the control of the pace of this round. Sleepy going to be getting the first pick onto the Big Mac, but Sleet responds quickly with a frag of their own, bringing it back to 4-4. So a good start for both teams, but, they're still sitting even. And so you got to wonder, REKT, they're kind of just, they're doing their thing. And Eclipse, they're finally realizing that B was left open.
Ult comes in, and it will be utilized nicely. Puts them back into the corner. A nice flank coming in from Hazmat. Puts down Mad Dog, and now it's up to Basil Mazakari and Neuro VR, who are defending the Siphon plant. Dash coming in from Waffle, a standard ability for the character as the ult spins by and almost connects. Nice shots over the top from Basil Maz, using that ult on the hunt for more, but Sleet so punishes that aggression. Akari now the last alive on defense. The attack technically, but defending the Siphon defuse, and it's going through here. Over the top.
Akari, the clutch master. That was such a close defuse, but Akari said, no, this is our round. And they tie it for the first time in this map, 6-6. REKT have almost completed the comeback.
My heart stopped. I got to be honest. Unbelievable.
An awesome clutch moment there, wrapping around for the double. And I like the determination from Eclipse to go for that Siphon plan. They had from REKT to go for that Siphon plant. That is something, to say the least.
On that round, we kind of saw a gamble stack almost, where they put a lot of their players towards one of the sites, and they kind of left the other one open. REKT walked right in.
You got to think, there was almost a ninja defuse, and they walked in, and they said, no, you will not. This is mine.
Yeah, Akari definitely being a X-Factor player for REKT here. And, nothing really happening much this round. We've already burned 30 seconds on the clock, and both teams are trying to just get whatever information they really can on each other, trying to gain some sort of map control. And map control indeed, as Neuro takes out Big Mac, but Trev and Hazmat respond with kills on their own. Trev getting another kill right there. And Akari picks up one, but gets immediately traded out. And now it's Mad Dog versus 3 here. So for the first time in this half, Eclipse looking strong.
Yeah, bouncing back when they need to most. 2 rounds left in this half. Could be barreling towards a 7-7 at this pace. And a beautiful flash from Waffle around the corner connects to find the final kill they need of round 13. We head to our last round of this map, and we're nearly tied 7-7.
And this is exactly what Eclipse needed. They followed up, sent their injury in, and just decimated REKT in this moment. Most precious on stage for a possible map win.
And
How will REKT respond?
Yeah, they put themselves on map point. Now the pressure has shifted back to REKT. They need this round to force an overtime, which could be the first of many overtimes, or Eclipse could just barely squeak this by after, an almost insane comeback coming in from REKT. They were down like a 4 or 5 round deficit, and they brought it right back. So now, Waffle going to be picking up the first kill onto Penguin, and so that puts REKT at the advantage there. Or, excuse me, Eclipse at the advantage there.
Yeah, really
Fits in my words here.
Heal coming in here, going to get them back to almost full health, 71 HP. Ult coming out, but not getting utilized by the rest of the team. Just actually set down in that zone. You can carry it with you or place it, or it can then be utilized by any teammates that enter into it. And so it was temporarily placed there through that on that center objective, but ultimately nothing happening here on site. Utility, everyone almost rotating towards A, but it goes down on B.
Yeah, the Siphon gets planted once again. Big Mac does take out Neuro, and so now REKT have a tall task against them. 2 versus 5 hold. They need to try to get 3 eliminations to even things out, but Sleetso gets 1 and gets a double, and Eclipse shut it down and are going to take map number 2.
A first win for Eclipse in this best of 5, and we're tied a map apiece between these 2 teams. We're headed to a guaranteed 4 maps at least today in this BO5 between Eclipse and REKT. What a series we're tuning into here, Oro.
I just need a second. My jaw is broken off. That was just... I don't know. That was unbelievable.
It's top tier X8 is what it is. It's the best of the best. The MVP coming in from Sleetso with 18 kills on the board.
18 and 6, mind you. They have 3 KD. That means they would kill 3 players for their own death. Man. So that is insane to see at the highest competitive level. So Sleep definitely being the MVP for Eclipse there. Wow, just wow.
Let's not forget, that was the last round, and it was almost, if not perfect round for Eclipse. Will that momentum carry over?
We'll have to see as we do go to another brief intermission. And when we come back, it will be the third map of this best of 5. You're not going to want to miss it. Don't go anywhere. VRML CON 2024 coming back at you in a few.
Every business has a story to tell. Just like virtual reality, your brand story should transport your viewer to another place and time. Work with Grapevine, and we'll help you do just that. Get started today.
Hello again. I am right now at the merch table here. If the audience turns around, you see us right behind you. It's also where, if you look over here, that's where you're going to get your wristbands, if you still need one, by the way. If you need a wristband, come get one. If you don't have one, you probably need one. And if you want to get anything from a giveaway, you need a wristband. All right. Also, the taco truck just opened up outside. The Captain. It's really good food. Okay, check it out. All right, so we got a giveaway to do right quick. We're going to start with the HyperX Fury S Pro mouse pad. That is going to go to number 34047. 34047. And a reminder, come on down, buy one of these awesome t-shirts, as this general lady is right here. And next up, we have the HyperX, small here, HyperX Pulsefire Haste 2 mouse. That's what it's called, a mouse. 34043. 34043. Claim your prize over yonder there with the No Man. Something like that. Thank you very much. We'll see you in the next one. All right, welcome back again. We have another map pick here. This time, I believe it's direct. I was wrong. It's to Eclipse. Would you like to pick a map or defer?
We choose Nautica.
Nautica. Attack or defend?
We are going to defend.
Let's go!
Thank you, Sir Dimwee, for that excellent map pick phase there. We really appreciate having him on board for this weekend. He's done a great job with the giveaways and with being on stage. It's not easy, okay? When the pressure is on, when you're up on the stage, it kind of can get to you a little bit.
It does. I mean, it's crazy because we're not even playing yet. Like yesterday casting, I was just like so like amped up just because the rounds were so back and forth. I'm like, who's gonna win? It's so yeah. It is. It does get to be a little bit stressful, but it is fun nevertheless.
Me and Yellow got to shake the nerves off. You had them building up all the way till today. I mean, how did it feel to finally get things going for the X8?
Nerves? What nerves? I got no nerves. We're good. Nerves of steel. I'm ready to bring it.
Well, let's talk about Nautica, a map that has a 62% win rate for Eclipse, 61% win rate for REKT, 56 rounds won apiece, though. I mean, both of these teams are a match made in heaven. You know, they are so closely paired in terms of skill across the board.
And Nautica is notably, if I remember correctly, both their best maps. We've seen a lot of rounds, a lot of wins, and a lot of crazy plays over the season on Nautica. And I think it comes down to a few rat corners, long angles, there's even a few door intels, and just there's a few one-way drops. You know, there's a lot of ways that this map could evolve and a lot of different strategies that can be employed on Nautica that just don't work on other maps.
It is maybe, I think, the shortest map. I mean, one of, if not the shortest map.
You know, you have a look at Bedrock last game, and, you know, everything is so wide open. Everything's so spread. And, you know, as a defense, you know, you have to spread your defenses so far. But now, on, you know, on Nautica, everything's a little bit more close quarters. You know, it's more tight hallways. And so it's more so going to be who can react faster and, you know, who plays their positioning better.
We are just a few moments away from diving into map 3 of this best of 5. Oro, do you think we're going to head to a 5th map this afternoon?
I hope so. I really do. I think both teams are worthy. I think it's very possible. Again, I'm very surprised we haven't seen an overtime, but I'm almost willing to play some bets. This will be the map that we see our overtime, if not the next map as well.
I mean, we went to round 14 this map. I think we went to round 13 the first map, so we're coming close.
Yeah.
We are really close.
It's just got to be the jitters. I think Eclipse has their turn to get some jitters. I think REKT has their turn to get some jitters. And I think this is going to be the round where they both step up and say, we're done. All comes off. We're here to fight. We're coming home with a trophy.
Who? A medal.
Medals.
We do have medals. We do have medals, and that is what is at stake on top of that cash prize that's contributed in from Thirdverse, one of the sponsors, obviously, of VRML and VRML CON in particular. A big shout out to them, as we need to. I mean, come on, we're only here because of Thirdverse and those developers. I'm looking right at one of them right now. We do appreciate him in the audience too, hanging out, hopefully enjoying the action. But here we go into map number 3 on Nautica. It's going to be a barn burner, Yellow Hat, and I'm tossed up. I don't know how this is going to unfold. I think I'm on Oro's side. I think we're headed to overtime.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you can't understate the importance of this map because, you know, if either team wins this, that's 2 maps won, and then all they have to do is win the next map after that. So both, like, this is critical.
This is map 3.
This is map 3. Yeah. So,
oh, yeah, you're right. Only one team will have 2. Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, right.
Yeah. So, you know, both teams are, you know, probably going to fight their hardest, especially, you know, on this map. You know, we're going to get right into it with, of course, Eclipse on the attack and REKT over on the defense. And so Eclipse taking a nice and careful approach, trying to, you know, not get too overzealous, but trying to see what information they can get. You know, where are, you know, where are things placed, and, you know, where are the players at? And, you know, we could potentially even be seeing a couple hero switches on both teams, but which, you know, that'll be interesting to see. But, of course, as we get right into the action, Trev's going to be taking out Basil there off the rip. Vesper Eye going into the sky, trying to, you know, the jump through the smoke. Trev picking up a second one onto Akari, and now we have a 3 versus 5 retake here for REKT to try to pull off over on this B site, but Waffle gets a kill onto Neuro, and Sleek gets a kill on the Hero. Almost a clean round coming in here from Eclipse, and now it's Mad Dog to try to, you know, be the hero here, but, you know, Eclipse coming in with a swarm. He gets a knife kill, but Shinya answers right back, getting the kill on the Mad Dog, and an almost perfect round coming in from Eclipse.
Chaotic, Oro.
Yeah, very much so. But I think if we take a look at how that played out, it was a very slow early round.
Yeah.
You know, the teams focused on getting intel, feeling out the opponent's defenses, and then once they made their move, started popping away at that early pylon. You can really see the entire map collapse. The entire, you know, comms are screaming, people are moving, and I think, you know, the problem really is those kills were uncontested. And I think if that continues, that could be very dangerous.
No, that's like one of the main factors I look at when a team is winning or losing in a large margin on the score line. I got to check the KDs, because the KDs tell the true story. They tell you if that team has been fighting every inch tooth and nail or not. And looks like we are going to be going over to a very fast play coming in from Eclipse. Overwhelming Sleet on site. Pylons down, utility out, and the siphon has been planted. And Eclipse really starting to settle into a groove here off of a great coordinated play towards A.
Now, again, Eclipse do have that, you know, economic advantage. So, of course, they're in the anti-eco right now. So, REKT don't really have much utility or much. As I say that, Basil somehow manages to find a P90, or maybe even had to purchase it, and does manage to get a kill there. So, Akari and Basil to try to make this retake happen, but Trev is going to shut that down. It's now Basil versus 3. could even be potentially saving that P90 that they picked up. But again, that Siphon is down, so Eclipse looking likely to win this round.
Yeah, they've had it down for a while now. They've got a nice defensive setup around it. And if Basil tries anything here, they are going to hear it. And so, yeah, timer's up. Siphon explodes, and Eclipse are up 2-0 now, Oro, in a comfortable lead.
Yeah, and I think what we see here is a very, very early round, fast 2K, very fast push. They felt out their opponent, and they're already responding. They're already adapting their plays. And I think they're responding in force. The problem is I'm seeing so far, and I really hope it doesn't become a pattern for the rest of the game, is these uncontested kills.
Yeah.
You know, when you take the pick,
sure.
you need a friend, a homie, something to get these refrags, right?
Yeah, I agree. And we're looking at the KDs here, 3 across the board for these last 2 rounds entirely for the defending team. And, it makes me wonder, Nautica, I think, tends to be a little bit more attacking-sided maybe. I mean, maybe when we swap sides, we'll see REKT kind of wake up a little bit when they get their turn at pushing in and collapsing onto this defense. But we're seeing every bit of utility come out here. And ults, multiple ults coming through, smoke out here, and a lot of action over on B side.
Yeah, we already saw a combination of ults. Trev using that Samurai ult to get the stim boost, and then Sleetso using their ult to be able to try to entry into there. So already just a massive ult usage there in the early round, mind you. Mad Dog does pick up the kill onto Trev. 3 versus 3. We can hear the players kind of shouting at each other like, oh, this person's here, oh, this person's there. Mad Dog going to be picking up another kill. Hero gets the kill with the P90, and now it's Waffle versus 3 to try to hold off, but REKT shut that down once again.
Again, we see this third round, rightful round, REKT dominance. I wonder, is this what they dream of? Is this their favoritism? I don't know. You got to think, is Eclipse ever going to follow up with a response to shut these down? But what we see most importantly is these ults and util dominating the game. That was probably one of the most powerful rounds of this map so far, and I think game sense.
I mean, we talked about it again. REKT, they span across multiple games. So they have this skill in shooting in any VR game in reality, and it seemingly transfers across multiple styles of games. Vale and X8 are entirely different shooters. This is a hero shooter, and they seem to do just as good in it. A nice push coming in from REKT here off the utility.
2
double
more kills.
refrag, Hero Nero finding shots back, and it puts, oh no, that was off of an ult that came in, so they are okay now. ECL down to just 2 though.
Yeah, I mean, Eclipse, right in the first 30 seconds of the round, again, we talked about how Nautica is a much more, intimate map, and, the fact that a lot of the main action is happening within the first 30 seconds of the round is insane. Ikari getting the kill onto Hazmat, and now it's Big Mac to try to, do something here for Eclipse. But it's looking like, the shot's not going to be connecting from Ikari. Big Mac able to respond with a headshot there. And so now a 1 versus 3. But Big Mac's position is mostly known by the REKT players there, so they have to try to figure out how they can kind of navigate this late round here.
Yeah, the Siphon hasn't been planted. The timer is actually what we're going to be going off of for the first time in a while, it feels like, with 40 seconds to tick down. What is Big Mac's play here? Do they know where the defense is? Have they collected that information from their teammates, and are they going to be able to use that effectively? That's the big question that we're asking here. And if anything, are they going to go for the eco? I'm hearing a lot of comms, though, from Eclipse who are on defense right now, and we can't hear it in game, but they're very active. They're very concerned about where this threat could be coming from, and rightfully so. The timer is getting closer and closer. 10 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, and another thing Eclipse have to be kind of concerned about, going back to that last round and how they just used so many ults early on, but then they lost that round. I mean,
it hurts.
Ult management is also just as important as economy management as well, because, you can combine those ults and just completely overwhelm a team. Generally speaking, you want to have all of your ults if you're really in that late game. So, REKT are going to take that round, and, Oro, tell us your thoughts, kind of what happened that round.
Trades, refrags. I think what went well there is the teams really worked well together. I think they're starting to find their grooves, and it could be a possibility of just the momentum that's happening here too. And I think something I noticed as well, and I hope I see more of, is Big Mac making a very smart play, rotating, pulling around, throwing off his position. We saw REKT hunt, and let's see how hungry they're going to be for this round.
Every dollar matters when you're at this level. When it's a 2-2, it all comes together to end up counting at a high level. And so the eco was important. We'll see how important it was for this attacking round coming in from Eclipse.
Yeah, so we're seeing Basil Mans does get taken out there by Waffle, and as Eclipse go into this round, Neuro gets Waffle, Akari gets Big Map, and doesn't find the double. They had the flag opportunity there, but Hazmat shuts it down. Neuro gets Trev there. Mad Dog picking up Hazmat just like that. The kills going in favor of REKT, and now it's Slitso, arguably one of the best players over on Eclipse. We saw them with that 3 KD last game to try to do something here for Eclipse, but again, 1 versus 3, it is a tall ask, and you got to wonder, I mean, do they even have the siphon? Like, what can they try to do other than, take some form of map control? But, I mean, that was another very fast round coming out of Eclipse, and REKT quickly shut it down.
Yeah, I do wonder if the REKT squad are aware of this potential for swings if they're covering all of their angles. I mean, they're definitely stacked up over here on site, and with shots coming out from Slitso, 25 seconds ticking. Man, they almost went down.
Yeah, I mean, REKT know that they have that siphon control. They see it on that one down player on Eclipse. So, they're just playing defensively. And again, we talk about how REKT is such a regimented team, with all that experience that they have over multiple VR shooters. And, they're not going to, try to necessarily go hunting if they don't have to.
Takes discipline at a high level to do that.
Yeah, discipline indeed. And let's talk about discipline. You may not have noticed it, but early round, it seems like there was a lot of intel being shared between the teams. It looked like there was some blind pre-fires going through the smoke, but I don't think they were misplaced. Unfortunately, it gave away your position early on. You're shooting at nothing, but they don't know that. They're communicating footsteps. They're communicating pylons. Every sound cue counts. And I think people are trying to get these lucky picks, these shots, and I don't think it worked out as they expected.
Yeah, shout out to Bobo VR for that replay scene coming in, again, supporting VRML CON 2024. You're seeing their head straps on stage. They're powering those headsets with extra battery life, so a big shout out to them. It makes it possible for these players to stay on stage for what could be a best of 5, what could be overtime, dare I say. I mean, I don't know. It's 3-2 right now. A 1-for-1 trade keeps it 4-4.
Yeah, and I mean, Eclipse, again, they're a team that, they like to play aggressive from basically what we've seen so far. Basil going to be taking out Big Mac. The ult coming in from Akari there, but to no avail. If anything, just kind of, blocking off that lane there. And REKT, they do have that man advantage, but I mean, they don't really have too much of a health advantage, considering one of the players is a tad low there. As one of the players on Eclipse almost got a kill there on them, but unfortunately not able to for their sake. But again, it's interesting. Such an explosive round in the beginning, and then just a standstill for so long. That seems to be kind of the theme of, the past few rounds here. And you got to wonder, I mean, what are Eclipse going to do with these last 50 seconds?
Yeah, they don't have information coming in themselves. They're trying to figure out, we've got 2 kills, but it doesn't mean that we've won this round. So where is this attacking squad? Are they going to try a rotation over towards B? Do we need to maybe stack A a little bit heavier? And with answers now, that info should come in. 3 rifles getting shot out towards Hero's direction. Hero fending off the trio, and the team coming back to reinforce. Hero catches the second, can't get the third. Hazmat looks for a double, and Hero cleans up the round to make it 4-2.
And I think what we see there is, especially later on, Eclipse made very smart movements around the map. They're working together. They're not just rotating one at a time, giving them 1v1s. Very well played. But I think what also happened as well is we see the defensive side really shut down a fast push early on with Nyx. That mine is very, very powerful, not only for post-plant, but for active stops of these fast pushes, which we've seen REKT is really good at.
Yeah, it is a fast-paced game, to say the least, when you get the best of the best battling against each other on Nautica, of all things.
Certainly, and I got to say a shout-out to Hero on that last round for, really just playing their life. But, as I'm, going to the praise, Waffle getting that immediate pick, and we're seeing Eclipse going to be capitalizing on that as Slitso pops the ult and gets the kill onto Hero, really opening things up for Eclipse this round. Big Mac picking off Akari, and just like that, a complete change of pace for Eclipse here. They do get that siphon down, and now REKT are into a 2 versus 5 retake situation here. A very, very tall order here for them to, try to do anything. They're shooting the siphons. They're trying to, deny any sort of utility there. And, dodging.
What a good read. Recognizing that was coming out off the audio cues, but it doesn't matter when Hazmat swings out for a double and connects to put ECL up closer, but not quite tied, 4-3.
Wow, and I think this was a perfect round, a perfect play from Eclipse, reading the play, following up with the last round's decisions. This looks like this is a response to intel they got from possibly their IGL early on. And I think REKT is going to need to change up their play if they expect to get more momentum.
Yeah, either that or do you go back to the tried and true? Do you go back to what has won you rounds already? Because they had some nice-looking coordinated plays when they did have the economy to buy into it.
Yeah, and that's the gamble you take when you play at this level. At high levels, mistakes are what lose games.
Yeah, and we saw that right in that last round, too. That player on REKT getting immediately picked off, and it just kind of spiraled from there. So, REKT, probably learning from that, saying, hey, we don't need to take these unnecessary risks. But, of course, now we have the momentum shift as we get into the second pistol round here. REKT now on the attack. Eclipse now on the defense. We have some... Oh, the miss, though. Going to be punishing his Big Mac. Going to be taking out Neuro there. We hear them calling out.
Knife! It gets one! No, Big Mac takes the kill. No one goes down, and the Big Mac finds the second. Hero goes down, and now it's just Basil Maz and Mad Dog with slivers of HP trying to fend off ECL in a 4v2.
I don't know, something about REKT not winning pistol rounds. I mean, I don't think they've won a single one here yet. And, if they were able to win these pistol rounds, I mean, that could be critical for them winning some of these games as we get later into the series. I mean, it's Basil who, has been tagged up versus 4 players.
Yeah.
I mean, a couple of them.
Not healthy, but, there is some possibility of connection on headshots and finding some kills. I think maybe they'll want to preserve or prevent the enemy team from getting cash by killing them. There's a lot to consider, even at a super high level, what you're able to do, and Slitso went for the fight. They went on the hunt. Eclipse getting aggressive there, Oro, at the back half of that round.
Hunting for it and getting the Terminate. I got to say, though, honestly, it could be just raw gun skill. It was seeing Eclipse, they might just be better with pistols. And I wonder how many more forces with Predators we're going to see if they know they're better at them headshots.
Yeah, it's really insane. I mean, Eclipse have won every single pistol round of this series so far, if I'm remembering correctly. And, again, I mentioned, you're kind of guaranteeing 2 rounds there, right? Because the second round, unless REKT are able to pull off some nasty headshots or, are able to get some cheeky kills or whatnot, the advantage is towards Eclipse just economically and with guns in general.
Yeah, here we go, into round 9 now. Again, we swapped sides, but we haven't really swapped sides on the UI. It's just now the REKT squad is attacking and the Eclipse team is defending, as round 9 does unfold to a relatively little bit of action. The first 30 seconds, and no one's really spotted anybody. Very little info getting conveyed across the board on either side.
Yeah, I mean, we hear some players shouting and, potentially some abilities starting to, get ramped up there. Slitso, their ult gets denied.
Still, though, they respawn and information is
Neuro gets denied.
Swinging for 2. Can they find it there on the short corner? Pistol in hand. Slitso picks up a double. On the back end, though, the pinch coming in. Mad Dog connecting on 1. A beautiful swing from Trev, though, with the double, and Big Mac cleaning things up. Puts Eclipse in the lead.
Just like that, the teamwork really coming in from Eclipse. I mean, Oro, that was insane. Everything just happened all at once.
I almost blinked and I think I did miss it. But I think what I noticed early round is it was simply just an info war. Playing for the first, whoever made the first mistake in intel is really what it almost like domino affected immediately after.
That hero ability coming in clutch here, too. You're seeing on the replay the respawn, and we can hear that info getting conveyed. There's 2 in mid, Off of that death, they come back to the corner, and then the confidence on the swing. It's you're in a live environment. You're on stage. You got a crowd rooting for you, sometimes against you. And Eclipse is doing a great job of fighting against REKT. REKT are here to play. It is both teams duking it out all day this afternoon. And I think we're headed to overtime. I'll keep saying it, but we'll have to see with again, this side swap, if REKT can start to get their footing on the attack. We haven't really seen that yet.
Yeah, I mean, we are
In one round.
We are into the first full buy round from both teams. So Mad Dog does get that initial pick onto Sleet, which is very critical for REKT to try to open things up here. We do see Smokes coming out, Yuto coming out, Hazmat picks up one, Waffle picks up one onto Basil, and now Eclipse have essentially turned the tide. REKT have slowed down, just a minute left on the clock. Hazmat gets tagged. Mad Dog gets traded out, though, by Waffle. Waffle and Hazmat just, really holding it down. The Siphon does get planted, though. REKT able to get that. Oh, look at, come on, Hero. Able to get that kill. Looked shaky there for a second, but Trev gets the kill on the Hero, and now it's Akari put into another clutch situation, but gets taken out by Big Mac, and Eclipse are going to take this round.
And
Up
I think
by 2.
And I think what we can pay attention to on that round is it was just a chess game of Yuto. Once everybody found each other, that I'm just fascinated by the level and complication of the Yuto going out. And you got to wonder, is it just overwhelming? Are there players who just can't handle the amount of chaos happening on the field?
Yeah, it's that's the whole that's especially with, again, adding the crowd environment, being on stage. Those are all factors you have to consider in on top of overwhelming your opponent with information. And so maybe it's a strategy that REKT knowingly may start to lean into more, who knows. But either way, Eclipse are the ones that are stepping up with that challenge on ahead of them. So who knows? I mean, 2 points to go here for this Eclipse team, and they could have a second map.
But look at that. Mad Dog, again, getting another initial pick, using that hero to their full advantage. And we do see some Yuto going down, some pre-fire going through this firewall here. Nobody really, my goodness. But it was the ult. But they get taken out. Mad Dog able to get another kill as well. And REKT bring it to a 4-on-2, but we do see the ult response for Trev as they pick up a double on their own. Almost getting a triple, but Akari denies that, and Hazmat getting taken out by Mad Dog, and REKT pick up their 5th round. Just like that, all in the matter of 15 seconds, just everything happening.
I have to say, I think it just came down to with skill fights. I think there was just gunfights. There was no real ultimate big game or anything. It was just who hit who, what happened, and that was so close. I wish a knife came out there.
I think Trev was maybe the only bit of utility that really shined out there with that double kill over the wall there from their ult on the back. But outside of that, I got to agree, it is really a battle of the shooting ability. And I think that comes down to eco, right? It matters the most when you have the money to spend on all these abilities. It's something we were talking about earlier.
And at the same time, Sleet, they gambled their ult as well, trying to get a kill, and they didn't get it, and they were just picked for free. So I mean, it kind of works both ways in that regard too. We do see I believe a Vesper Eye going up, and so that's going to give Eclipse some information. Big Mac picking up a kill. Mad Dog also going down, but Neuro gets a refrag onto Trev, and so REKT do bring it back to a 3 versus 4. We have some exchange of gunfire still going on, some pre-fire. Hazmat is going to be able to take out here there, and so now REKT once again into a 2 versus 4 here. And, REKT trying to get whatever information, trying to equalize the score, but Neuro not able to connect the shots. And that Siphon is going to go down, and so now Eclipse have a 4 versus 2 retake to try to make happen here. We do see Akari with the ult again onto Hazmat. A very great read coming out from Akari there that could potentially save the team a pick that they desperately needed. They pick up a second. Akari once again getting a double kill, shoots the eye, but Sleet is going to get the kill, and now it's Neuro versus 2 as they look for the pick, and Big Mac going to be taking him out. Eclipse now on map point.
Oh, wow. I mean, these plays are just incredible. And I think one thing I noticed as well is just knowing when and when not to take these gunfights. And it seems both of these teams employ their own ways of finding this decision out. And I just got to say, ultimately, this round came down to these micro battles, these corners, these angles, who's holding who, figuring it out, and trying to get your fraggers in there and taking them out, or repositioning yourself for another play. And we got the Siphon down and now changed the economy for the better.
We do have a tech issue here. One of the players has dropped. They may be able to rejoin in time to connect in and be part of this round, but I don't think we can pause or stop. Here they are, Trev. Ooh. Have they loaded in?
Just
no,
too
I don't
late,
think
unfortunately. So Eclipse will be playing down at that man disadvantage, which, hopefully they, can overcome that. But those unfortunate things do happen. So, nevertheless, we will get into the round. REKT are, as I say that, Sleet equalizes it. So now we're to 4-4. It's fine.
Not a big deal at the end of the day, 4-4 here. And we'll see if REKT can work with what they've got. I mean, I do feel Eclipse is in a bit more comfortable position on the economy overall, especially up 7-5 at map point here. The battle inside the smoke unfolding and going the way of Eclipse. Only 2 left now with Nero and Hero. The ult ability and the respawn, Nero right there to find that kill, so it turns it into a 3v2.
And Nero is going to be able to pick up that rifle that was dropped by Sleet. And we do see the Jaguar ability coming in. Nero with another headshot onto Big Mac. They bring it to 2-on-2. They have the information. Molly coming down from Hazmat. Nero knows exactly where Hazmat is, but the Siphon is not into REKT's control just yet. Nero going for the pick there, but not able to do any direct damage. 40 seconds left. REKT eventually have to get this Siphon plant, and Eclipse just playing patiently, waiting for their moment to strike.
Here we go, 30 seconds on the clock. 2v2, Siphon in hand and going down at B site.
Oh, a quick headshot coming in from Nero. Once again, and they know where the last player is. Hazmat versus 2 in this retake situation. We do see some pre-fire coming out. Hazmat trying to see what they can do, what abilities that they can use to try to make this retake a little bit easier for it, but the time is ticking. They don't have much time to mess around, and Nero picks up another headshot. REKT picking up 6 rounds.
Wow. And I think, Eclipse just wanted to take a moment and help us with our difficulties, taking that early pick. You know what? Maybe they're actually staffing. We don't realize it. But I think mid-round, once they figured out where the players were, they cut off sight with a molly, which was so impactful, delaying time for your rotate to come in. But it just wasn't enough, as even though Eclipse had the best patience, discipline that you expect at this high level, I think REKT just pulled in and just kept their nerves of steel and cut down the retake.
Into our final round of the map, unless we tie 7-7. Then we're destined for overtime, where we need 2 points to win. And so it's map points for the Eclipse squad here. It's their chance to go up 2-1 in this best of 5.
Certainly, I mean, and the pressure is still on REKT here. They need that overtime once again to try to make something happen. But for Eclipse's favor, Trev is able to get that opening pick, and so they bring it to a 5 versus 4. Some free fire coming out early, and potentially a player spotted. The ult comes through, but Basil walks into a crossfire there with Hazmat picking up that kill, and now a 5 versus 2 as Sleetso able to pick up a kill. Neuro able to get the kill on the Hazmat, trying to equalize things here. 1 minute left on the clock. Waldes go down, blocking that sight line.
Oh, Dart's going to get a little bit of info out to the team on the duo's location. Hero ability charge goes out to the back corner just in case anyone was tucked in the back side of B. Doesn't connect for any kills, though, and information that the REKT squad are going to process and work with. A 2v4 ahead of them, with the Eclipse squad really obviously playing patiently. They have the ability to stay tucked in. Nero's fighting for every inch, though, and it makes it closer, 3-2.
Yeah, I mean, this is getting really close. We're at 25 seconds left in the round, and, REKT are hungry. They need to get these kills, but Big Mac picks off 1, and a double coming in from Waffle, and Eclipse are picking up their second map.
Yeah, and I got to think here, you got to wonder, how many fakes are we going to see? Are we going to see more dedicated site pushes? Are we going to see more of this aggression from REKT? They seem very confident in their ability to be aggressive. Yeah. But maybe they need to change up their strategy for the following map.
Well, look, this is a spot that REKT have been in before, quite frankly. They've needed to come back. They did it yesterday in Vale. We've got some of those players on stage now. They got to tap into those motivational speeches they had yesterday and bring them here today to the X8 squad, Yellow.
Oh, yes.
Right, but now especially the heat is on because, Eclipse, they are on potentially, serious point, right? They need to win one more map, and they will be claimed the X8 champs.
Whew. We're almost there. We are going to be going to a brief ad break, and when we come back, it'll be map number 4 in this best of 5 for the X8 Season 1 NA Grand Finals.
Whew.
Every business has a story to tell. Just like virtual reality, your brand story should transport your viewer to another place and time. Work with Grapevine, and we'll help you do just that. Get started today.
Someday, I'll figure out how technology works. All right, so I am here with my buddy Kiwi. Kiwi the moth. No, all right, well I am. So there's a couple things. Number one, just a reminder about wristbands. If you don't have a wristband, however you got in, whether you got in via a badge or bought a ticket or Hopefully you didn't sneak in. But either way, go get a wristband because that's how you win giveaways. We don't have a giveaway right now, although I do want to throw another teaser out for the big giveaway at the end. At the end of the day. You don't know what it is yet. You are going to want to be a part of that. So make sure you have a new wristband from today. Oh, that's the other thing. If you have a wristband from yesterday, get a new one for today. I believe that was everything that was good. I am so sorry. I'm clumsy. So one more thing. An often forgotten kind of, say, aspect or group of people that are largely responsible for the success of events like this, especially when you're talking about a demographic that we're talking about, as we're going to turn now, and it's kind of feature the audience here, the parents. Things like this don't happen without parents enabling their children to participate and take part in these things. So can we, right now, give a very, very, very big round of applause to all the parents in attendance today. We'll be right back. Got it. Go away. Look, it's the technology, it's not me. All right, so we got a map pick. REKT.
We are going to pick Depot.
We got Depot. Attack or defend?
Defend.
Let's get it. Let's go!
Thank you so much, Sir Dimwee. We are here at VRML CON 2024 in our fourth map of the afternoon. It has been a long day, quite frankly, Oro, filled with highlights, replays, stuff that I can't wait to look back on when I go back and watch the VOD. But again, it's been nothing but amazing plays all day long. Now we've got that replay reel coming in, multi-kills coming through, abilities being deployed. Shout out to another Axiom for that highlight reel. We do appreciate their support as well as being one of our sponsors for VRML CON. Shout out to REKT team again for being here. Shout out to Eclipse for being here. It's a tremendous day filled with high quality esports action, and this is really just the start, right? X8 sure is where we begin, but VRML continues on today later with Breachers, so we got a lot of action, a lot of esports left ahead of us, and I'm hoping for a fifth map, quite frankly. I'd love to see it again. Can we get back-to-back fifth map? Maybe REKT don't. Actually, REKT need 5 maps now, so they're destined for it if they do want to win here.
They are hoping for it, in fact, and I think it's going to be a deciding factor on these opening plays, and I think that's something that both teams really need to hone in on and getting more of these trades. We see, especially in these highlight reels that just were on screen. Thank you again for the shout out. That was awesome. That these trades are vital. And most esports games trades are vital. But I think in this game where you have ultimates, abilities, you've got healers, you've got characters with intel, post-plant skills, and you really need to watch who dies and where your strengths remain when characters go down. And I think we're going to see that unfold more as these maps progress.
We are just about ready to dive in to our fourth map of the afternoon. A quick shout out to everyone tuning in, hanging out, and watching the action online. We've seen a lot of folks stopping by. We see them voting right now on who they think is going to win, Eclipse or REKT, and it is 50-50 online right now. I think if we were to gauge the crowd, it seems to be leaning more REKT so far today, but maybe we'll see if that's the trend that continues, if Eclipse have anything to say about it, right, Yellow? They are just a map away from getting control and locking in this series win.
Yeah, I mean, and there's less pressure on them currently right now. I mean, they are just one map away, but any mistakes that they make this map will just really come back to haunt them if we do go on to a 5th map, which they're looking to just close it out right now and just be crowned champions. But REKT, they need to fight their absolute hardest to try to stay into this entire series. And Depot, let's talk a little bit about that too. I mean, it's one of the original maps of X8, and I remember casting some of Eclipse on this map, and they fought in an overtime series, and they eventually clutched it out. But I mean, Eclipse are very good at this map, and I'd be interested to see kind of the statistics of both sides.
Yeah, we are having issues on our side joining the lobby, unfortunately, but maybe we'll be able to solve those shortly. For now, it does look like we're also missing a player that's loaded in to the lobby, so we may have to do a tech restart here on our side. Do bear with us as we do try and sort these issues out. So, yeah, I am seeing now that we are going to do a lobby restart. And again, apologies for the start and stop. We're just as excited to get into this action as anybody else because, man, Eclipse are here to stay, and so is Kiwi, apparently on the top of Oro. A real good balancing act.
It comes naturally maybe. At least for Kiwi, I'm not doing anything. It's all him.
Also good time filler because we need it here as we do prep for our next map. Again, map number 4. Apologies for the tech pause there, but we should be diving into this second map shortly.
Eclipse, Nightflyer, I got a question for you. You didn't realize this whole time I've been on stage, I'm actually controlled like Ratatouille by a moth? Fool.
Oh, man, that's some good
fool.
Commentary coming in from a moth then, I gotta say. I am impressed.
Why do you think I got nerves of steel? It's all the moth. I do nothing.
Okay. Now we're in. We're set. Depot is where we're at. Let's get our thoughts on Depot. Let's talk a little bit about that map. How do you feel about this coming in for Eclipse? I think it was Rek's map pick.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember, actually. I can't remember. So much has happened already.
Yeah, I think it was.
Back and forth, but, Depot, like I said, it's one of the original maps that launched with X8. Nautica, the one we just played, was one of the newer maps that released, post-launch. And, this is a map that has a lot of wide open areas, and, it's not as close quarters as Nautica is. So, again, it's going to favor those players that can really hit those headshots at long range and, be consistent with their recoil control. And on top of that, too, there's plenty of options for either site. And, I've seen both of these teams really excel.
Look at those stats. Look at that lean.
Ooh. 80% round win.
But played 8 times. They've only played it 8 rounds all season long. It's not a lot of experience coming in, and they're going to be going up on stage with that lack of experience. It's a lot to ask from Eclipse. Despite the lead, despite the map lead, if anything, it feels like a wise choice coming in from REKT here, a counter pick, if anything, to get themselves locked in for map 4 and on to map 5.
And you got to wonder, will Eclipse, will REKT, will either of them have any feelings towards the skills or the numbers that these stats bring on, right?
Yeah.
Will there be any shakes? Will anything change?
Yeah, I mean, those are regular season stats. Those are stats when you're in your home, playing in the comfort of your chair, maybe. Exactly. You're not standing up on stage, heart racing for multiple hours at a time, right?
But even then, REKT have, from the stats alone, they've played this map 3 times as much as Eclipse has.
Yeah.
Is that 3 times experience going to transfer, or is Eclipse going to, surprise REKT and pull victorious?
It's definitely seeming here that REKT are the favorite, if I were to say anything. Coming in with the experience from playing on stage already earlier this weekend, and now on a favorite map of theirs. Let's see what we get. An early ult coming in. A counter hero ability doesn't quite connect for full damage, thanks to that extra defensive touch that's coming in there. Hazmat does find one over the top, though, and REKT continue to struggle to get early kills on pistol rounds. The vault up and over, though. There's 2 coming in. Can there be a third? On the backside, they run out of ammo on the reload.
Oh, the knife! Oh.
Oh my
Terminated.
Goodness. Quite literally, Mad Dog. I'm surprised he didn't just shoot on it, but a big back. Picks up a level. Hold up, and then another knife! Trev answers right back, and the retake is going to be successful there for
for Eclipse there.
Double knife, may I say, terminated.
That is, I mean, one thing that really stands out also about this game is the knives. Knives actually are a pretty effective tool in this game with the speed and the way that smokes work in particular. We see knives in the chaotic moments actually connecting and killing. And there's a player that specializes in melee. They have a sword.
Yeah, I mean, and, you know, from what I've played too, I mean, they do feel really good to throw. You can throw knives pretty accurately. So, I mean, Mad Dog got a little bit more close and personal there, but I mean, even then, just to see 2 knife kills, like, we've only seen 2 in the series so far, and then just to see 2 in 1 round is kind of insane. But again, REKT, they haven't won a pistol round yet. When will they win a pistol round?
True.
And something to take note of as well, especially in X8, similar to how Pavlov has been in the past, that knife throws are very viable in this game.
Certainly, but we are back into the action. REKT's on, you know, potentially a save round here. Eclipse on that anti-eco. REKT trying to see what kind of opening they can, you know, find really. And we do see Jaguar getting shut down again, but Saikilo does pick up a deagle kill. Waffle picks up a deagle kill. But the shots
There's the
coming
sword, the shield. They're trying to get up in front. They find the melee kill, a trade between the 2 of them, though, and now it's a 2v3.
Ikari and Sleepy Penguin to try to be the heroes here, but Sleet has the assault rifle there, and Penguin goes down, and now it's Ikari versus 3. Once again put into a clutch situation there, and you got to wonder even where the siphon is in the first place. Ikari just trying to figure out what opening they can find, and they have 40 seconds to try to make something happen here.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't talk about this much at all, but REKT are looking for the double medal here, right? That's what they're pushing for at the end of the day, and the potential for them to find that is starting to slip between their fingers. This is the map point here for Eclipse. If they lock this in and continue to pile on to a lead, it could be bad news for the momentum of this REKT squad. It could be good news for Eclipse.
And you got to wonder if it's the confidence or is it, you know, what's going on? Oh, they were all lined up for each other, but Ikari walks right into them, and Eclipse picking up a second round.
And I gotta say, you know, we expected this. You know, it is rifle rounds. It is REKT's turn. They're coming back. They're getting ready. Let's see what they bring next.
Yeah, the full buy coming in here from round 3, right?
And I also have to comment. I don't know about you two, but you seem very calm and collected. I am shaking in my chest, bleeding energy. I am insanely excited. This is so crazy, and I don't know, maybe I'm not projecting it enough.
No, absolutely, I agree. It is incredibly hype gameplay. It's map 4. There's not a whole lot more you can ask for when you're on stage behind the desk, getting to watch an excellent battle between the best of the best in North America, competing for prizing medals, hardware, everything on the line this afternoon as we do get into round 3.
Yeah, and once again, you know, we are on that first full buy round, and if you know, if history repeats itself, you know, we could see REKT winning this round, but maybe Eclipse again have a trick up their sleeve and want to extend that lead. Maybe they're feeling confident. We do see
look at all the utility.
We do see Sleetso popping the ult there, and they do find a kill. Saikilo picks up Hazmat. The ult goes away from Sleetso, so they have the information. Saikilo picking up another kill. Saikilo trying to look for a third, but falls back. Sleepy Penguin though gets the kill on the Trev. The siphon does get planted, and now it's Sleet and Waffle to try to make something happen here for Eclipse. But once again, REKT proving that, you know, again, they're handling these rifle rounds, but I mean, anything could happen here. And as I say that, Sleep picks up Ikari, and now it's a 2 versus 2. Saikilo picks up another kill onto Sleep, goes for the swing and gets the miss though. Waffle now 1 versus 1. And a turn.
I'm upset.
Beautiful play from Eclipse, beautiful play from Waffle. That's what this game is all about. It's the hero abilities on display. And wait, what happened?
I don't think he has.
He's going for a gun, he's getting some extra bits to carry
like
through.
That,
no, there's plenty of time. They've got the siphon, and they're going to take 2 rifles through with them. So that's a big positive gain there.
I'm jaw dropped. That was an upset. You know, absolutely game changing. Will this change the momentum for the rest of the map? What's to happen next? I can't even imagine. That flash, untouchable. The timing was just perfect. And that miss, I think, is going to cost REKT. I don't know. I'm speechless.
Yeah, I agree. It is a amazing bit of work there coming in from Eclipse. They are on point this afternoon. And, I mean, hey, that's what we love to see. That's why we're here. It's what VRML is about. It's about putting the best of the best up against each other and getting amazing games like this. As Eclipse crawl closer and closer to being crowned VRML CON champions, can they keep that pressure that's building inside of them at bay?
I mean, they have a map advantage, right? And, they're in the lead 3-0. I mean, I'd almost say they're feeling kind of comfortable right now. But again, anything can happen. Any momentum shift can happen at any time. And, REKT are, again, just trying to look for that opening, looking to try to, swing the momentum into their favor.
Really a bit of a pause here in this pacing, though, as we do see the REKT squad slowing things up seemingly, and then committing full-heartedly right into Trev in Hazmat, who shut down REKT in their full stack play and leave Nero VR dead and gone by Trev.
And he tried to run, and he certainly couldn't hide.
An absolute. I mean, it was the calm before the storm, and then like dominoes, they set up knowing almost in advance what was coming in, what was the lead in. That must have been an intel play. That must have absolutely been a setup.
Yeah, really nice read there, but that's also part of the eco, right, for REKT. I don't think they had a lot invested in that round, and I think they were stacking together to try and get a little extra.
Certainly, and they just kind of walked into a couple plays and or a couple players, and they just had a really nice crossfire set up, and it was a done deal, so to say. But 4-0 lead. Eclipse are just 4 rounds away from being claimed champions, and REKT need to get a point on the board.
Yeah, we've talked about it, though. Depending on the map, defensive, attacking sides can really be one-sided. So maybe when we get a side swap, we'll see a bit of a difference. Akari does start things off nicely, though, with an early kill to set up the kill advantage. There's the second coming in from Psykillo as REKT get double killed from the back by Sleetso to turn it back to a 3v3.
Man, what was looking good for REKT, all of a sudden, just Sleetso just denies that. I mean, they take so much map control on that defense side. I mean, and you kind of had the opportunity to do that on Depot here because there's so many lanes, and so you can just take the gamble, push a lane, and Sleetso, the gamble worked in their favor. But now a minute left, and again, we see an explosive early round, and then everything slows down. And then, eventually things are going to explode again. But REKT trying to see what they can do in terms of getting any sort of map control and anything that they can do to get a map on or a point on the board. But I mean, a 4-0 lead.
They're very. I mean, hey, you got to be. You're at a LAN environment. They have to yell over us to to make sure those comms are coming in. And when we just happen to fall silent, you can kind of hear the shouting that's going on, the urgency in their voices.
But the question was it a lie? Because I wasn't, because the Siphon's down now over on that B site, and now it's a 3v3 retake for Eclipse to try to manage here as we do see player pushing in, but that ult not being useful for them. They don't get any information. They may have gotten footstep information, but that's about it. Players pushing right through. They're shooting at each other pretty blind because of that Vesper smoke. Siphon timer is taking down. Neuro picks up Sleet, brings it to a 2 versus 3 for Eclipse to try to make happen here. The Vesper eye does go up for the intel there. Sleepy Penguin gets a free fire through the smoke. Trev picks up one, almost picks up to Hazmat, picks up another one, and now it's Akari in a 1 versus 1, and they're stabbing each other, and they get the stab!
Terminated! Unbelievable!
Wow. The crowd getting into this one now with the clips.
Wait, the Siphon exploded by 20!
What? By time they lost the REKT. Gets a point on the board.
Can I just have 1 second to just breathe? That was, oh my God.
They almost had a 5-0 lead on map 4 on their map points.
The timer, that's insane. And like, you got to wonder, like, if they just went for the gun kill, would they had the time? I mean, did they run out of ammo? Like, that's insane. That's truly.
I don't think we've ever seen that in postseason, regular season, something come that close down to the wire off of the back of a clutch.
If anything was bound to happen like that, though, it was bound to happen here right in Denver.
Very much so. Very much so.
Even tricking us casters.
We all got too hyped off of that kill and forgot about the time on the Siphon and how long it had been down. I mean, ultimately, that's what REKT were playing for. They were just stalling for time there. That's what you do when you defend after you plant the Siphon.
Of course. And look at that. Mad Dog getting an early pick on the Sleep Zo there. And REKT are going to work with that advantage to try to, gain some map control here. They've, used up a bit of the clock here. But Big Mac picks up one. But Psychelo trading him right out. REKT 4 versus 3 here as they look to, close down and try to, burn some util there from the Eclipse players, but Trev picks up a double of their own. That ult's proving very useful for them. The Siphon does go down, and now a 2 versus 2 hold as Neuro picks up Waffle there. And Trev picks up Ikari, and now it's Neuro versus 2 with Hazmat and Trev trying to, go for this retake. Neuro just has to play this patiently. Again, run down that clock as we saw last round. Hazmat and Trev just clearing whatever they can.
Do you go on the hunt for this Siphon? Do you try and push Sight and go for the 1v2, get that second point on the board for your
Ball
team?
Goes down. Neuro, Free Fire going through. Trying to figure out where the player is. Are they going to get the defuse? Oh, he gets one in the double! But the defuse goes through and Eclipse take the round!
By the second, by the moment play. Wow, man, that was great. So I have to say something I'm noticing very much so is these rotates, these early plays, these trades these contestants are finally happening. We're at a point where Eclipse is standing up. Maybe they've read REKT. Maybe it's happened on stage. Wow. But what I also have to say is the defense is definitely evolving and adapting, around what REKT is doing.
Look at the replay. The double kill swing out, but the defuse as they're
the last
dying.
second.
And let's also comment on the util uses, the perfect smoke, almost reading by
forcing.
Experience where the enemy potentially could be, and it was just enough, as we know, that damages the enemies as they pass.
Of course, we are in that last round of the first half, and REKT trying to find some information and trying to take sight, and the information is there. Sleep does pick up the first kill. Hazmat picking up a kill, double kill, and just like that, now it's a 1 versus 5 for Sleepy, all within the matter of 5 seconds.
Blink and you would have missed that. That was
Certainly.
an absolute shutdown of REKT trying to put together a second point on the board on their attacking half. But we have to remember when side swap happens, how this could all go away.
It certainly can. And I mean, Sleepy 1 versus 5, and they have to go for it. They can't save. It's the last round. Eclipse have the Siphon control there. Shots being exchanged, and this is looking to be a done deal as Eclipse take the 6th round and are 2 points away from being X8 champions.
Yes.
So close.
This was a perfect round, again, from Eclipse, but I think there's a lot of pressure on REKT, with only 1 round on the board, but I don't think we should count them out yet. We have a pistol round, but will it be a upset? Will they win this pistol round? I think this might be the time they're going to lock in.
It would have to be an upset because, like you said, Yellow Hat, they have not won a whole lot of pistol rounds so far in this series.
They need this pistol round. They literally need this pistol.
Vital.
If they don't get this pistol round, then they're forced on. They need a force buy, and it's going to be a really bad buy for them if they lose. So it's really going to come down to this pistol round.
It's on the line as we go in to the round.
Certainly. And so Eclipse trying to see what information they can get right in this early round. A couple free fire shots being exchanged. Big Mac taking a little bit of damage there. Not too much, though. Hero ability coming out from Neuro there, but not going to be connecting there. Sleepy Penguin going to be taking a little bit of damage, and Eclipse are slowly making their way through, trying to see what they can do. The eye goes out from Big Mac there, the Vesper eye, so now Neuro being forced to reposition there as Eclipse are looking to take site control, and they've taken a lot of map control already. Akari taking a chunk of damage, actually getting headshot there. Neuro going down as well. Psychelo does return with a frag, and look at this. Trev with a knife kill. Can he get the second?
He does.
Waffle takes a kill, and now it's Sleepy Penguin versus 3. The Siphon hasn't gone down just yet, but a 1 versus 3, and they need to win this in order to keep REKT in there. Siphon does get planted. Sleepy Penguin, what can they do?
Not ready.
Not ready. But wait, what is going on? Somebody hit something. That was such a choke. Will that cost them? I mean, this is not totally undoable, but I mean, this is hard. It's a 1 versus 2. The Siphon timer is ticking down. It's about halfway down. The dart does go down.
That's a lot of good info there. They can react off of what that dart's going to pick up on the top and the bottom and use that info to their advantage. But Trev bites the ankles of Sleepy. And we go to map point. We go to series point for Eclipse.
This is all on the line here for map point. But I gotta say, that was some great back and forth that round. But they're definitely gonna force. There is no saves. There is no eco. It's gonna be all money on the line.
They need to throw everything they can possibly throw at them. And
what an opportunity for this team, though, because we consider off of a pistol round, you have so much to invest in now going into this next round, into what could be the final round.
Yes, very much so. And it's this is all or nothing. REKT's going to pull out whatever they have from their playbook, maybe even unexposed strats.
They have to deploy everything here. It's do or die. Eclipse gonna rock off that ult and try and push into sight. Getting challenged on the left by the likes of Sleepy, and Sleepy does get shut down. That ult absolutely paying dividends and giving them extra damage, resistance, and speed to push in. A nice refrag from Nero shuts down what could have been a potential Siphon plant, and here comes the rest of this defense to try and stop B plant, but the Siphon does go down. Eclipse are looking good. They're trying to take this series. They're trying to take VRML CON. They need 2 more kills to do it. Akari goes down, and it's all onto the backs of Akari to try and salvage this for REKT. And they go down. It's Eclipse.
Eclipse.
Congratulations to Eclipse, our VRML CON 2024 champions. One more time, let's give it up for Eclipse. You will receive your VRML CON medals courtesy of VRML. Hope you enjoy these. These are specially designed for Denver, Colorado, and something that you have all earned here this afternoon. I gotta ask, I'll start down the line here. How are you feeling right now being crowned the CON champion for X8?
I can't believe I got this far. It feels amazing. I'm just so happy to be here.
Take your medal, enjoy that, show it off to the crowd. You've made it. There's been a long season of battling through X8, battling with Eclipse. How does it feel to finally get to this point on stage?
It's honestly just like shocking how far like this team has come, because we weren't number one like all the time, but the fact that we were able to come out on top as the number one team is just a great feeling.
Yeah, excellent job. Congratulations. Eclipse now at the top. How are you feeling map 2 when you were being challenged by REKT?
They're really good. They're really good. Outsmarted them, I guess.
Outsmarted them. What was the talk like leading into this last map between the team? How are you feeling going into map 4?
I'm feeling great. Shout out my favorite Roblox game, Project Polaro. I did this for it. And it made me really sad. And I shout out my mom, my dad, my friends for watching this shit. It's fine. This is Nick 30 stream. We're fine.
All right, we'll pull that away before anything else happens. How are you feeling this afternoon after being Eclipse, after being on the top?
I feel great, man. You know, it's my first time ever playing anything comp, and voice crack. Yeah, cut that. I want to say thanks to my dad for taking me out here, and thanks to my lovely partner for helping me out for the last 5 months, just supporting me through all of this. I feel great, man. This is amazing.
Congratulations again. We can't cut, so it's all online, and everyone sees it, unfortunately. Again, congrats. How are you feeling? Any shout-outs off of being the championship, or the captain, too, no less? How does it feel to be here?
We have worked tirelessly for almost a year now. VRML was not the first league for X8, and we started out as probably the worst team in X8. And it took a ton of effort from all of my players and I'm so proud of them. As some of you may know, we actually recently merged with Acer, and so we are now sponsored by Wheeled VR. So shout out to them for their support of our organization.
Awesome. Congratulations on that. Congratulations on your medal. How does it feel to be on stage, crowned the champion?
Before I say anything, I just want to thank X8 and Thirdverse for the opportunity to come out here and play live. And yeah, it feels really good to be out here. Just play in general. I never thought, like, whenever I just started this season, I never thought I'd ever get the opportunity to stay here and just play on stage.
Well, congratulations again to Eclipse. One more time for the crown champions of X8 Season 1.
Hello, everybody. To all of our X8 players, congratulations on being here for VRML CON 2024. To those who use our Bobo straps, battery packs, and anything else that we distributed, please take them to the table that you grabbed them from so we can use them for breachers later today. Thank you.